Welcome. We got lots to talk about tonight. Finale, Mando finale. Let's get into it, baby. Dan?
Bring on the Mando.
Being a Mandalorian is not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy.
Welcome back to another episode of Stay on Target. I'm your host, Dustin. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's Mando finale, baby. We are here. There is so much that we've been speculating this whole season. Everybody's been speculating. There were so many things that we got wrong and so many things that we kind of got right. Anyway, we're going to jump right into it. But first and foremost, here is Nick.
Hey, that's all I'm gonna say.
And next to him is Matt.
I'm back.
He's back, baby.
Back from the dead.
From the dead, from the depression.
Depression, the great.
Well, because he was
The Great Depression?
downcast last night.
Yeah.
yeah. After he
He
left.
was, man. You got real depressed last night.
Yeah,
I did.
After
we were
you
just
left.
super quiet.
Oh, yeah,
Down.
I do that.
Your body
face.
double.
Happens.
Yeah,
And we have Dan.
Hello, how's it going? Wow, I can't believe we're at the finale. It's just, time just flies when you're having fun.
Mhm.
What a month it's been.
What am I?
We're so enthused.
I know what you guys doing. I'm like bringing all the hype. in you.
Dustin's like, yeah, go. We're like, all right, let's be real. Let's be real, folks. Depression, am I right?
Oh my goodness. All right. Last but not least,
Uh,
the fact checker.
Maybe a little
Welcome,
bit.
fact checker.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Good. We're glad you're excited.
Somebody's
We are all
gotta be.
excited. Some show it different ways, okay? They show it depressed ways.
Emotions are for the weak.
Yeah,
Wow.
not for the dark side. We're on the dark side.
Okay.
Me and Matt are realists here. Dustin's the hopeful optimist.
I'm a realist in a lot of ways, actually.
I will end you.
Are you?
I'm a glass half in the middle.
yeah.
It's only full in the middle section of the glass.
Oh,
That
man.
glass over there.
I saw in the chat people said pros and cons. Hannah Roll said pros and cons. That's what we are.
That's
we're
what we are,
pros and we're cons,
baby.
Only
So we're
cons.
gonna
Some of us are professionals and some of us are con artists.
Yeah.
That's what we refer
What are
to
you
every
trying
time we
to
say
say?
pros and cons.
Yeah, of course.
Who's the cons? Guess in the chat.
Guess in the chat.
I'm a con. Well, no.
Oh man.
Matt was a con. Went to jail.
Next
Oh,
con.
yeah. actually-
Whoa. He's not actually. Just
No.
for people.
It's,
Not really.
it's a running joke.
It's a running joke. He's never.
Unless he
actually-
has. Have you been to jail?
Oh man.
Real talk,
His
Matt.
stunt,
Real talk.
he's the Mando, right? That's
Yeah.
who he is when he's gone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
he filmed.
Body
He was in it.
double. Yeah.
It's con.
Actually, it was filmed a
James
long
Caan.
time ago, and he actually
James Caan.
he plays Ragnar.
Right.
Are we still talking about me?
Yep.
We're still talking about me?
We're talking about me.
Man, we got a lot to get into, and I think we're gonna jump right into the non-spoiler section. But before we do, thank you everybody who's out there in the chat, who's been with us, who's been subscribing. We see all you new subscribers out there. Thanks for tuning in with us. We're gonna have lots of fun tonight. We're gonna do non-spoilers first, so try not to spoil everything. I think we've already spoiled most in the chat already, but try not to, as there might be some people out there who are watching that haven't seen the episode yet, which seems crazy, but it still
You could
happens.
easy, man.
So if you're watching this stream right now, just don't look at the chat if you don't want to be spoiled.
If you
right?
don't want to be
Avert
spoiled.
your
Yeah.
eyes.
That could be a better way to say it.
Yeah. So,
But-
but listen to us and enjoy the sounds of whatever this is.
Our
But
melodies.
we're excited that you're excited,
Yeah.
though. So don't lose that excitement. We're going to get to spoilers. Don't you worry. But first and foremost, we're going to jump right into these non-spoilers.
Yes.
So we
So
got. You want us to say hello to the people in the chat really quick?
we'll do
Hello.
it. Yeah, real
Let's
quick.
drop the names.
What's
we
good,
got
what's
Hannah
good?
Roll, Shayra, Sergeant Sarcasm is here.
Oh, yeah.
V Stuff and Things. All kinds of moods in the chat right now.
Kinds of
Angela
moods.
Sepulveda, Olivia Roll. Oh, good grief.
The engineer.
An engineer.
Engineer.
JQ's here.
Yep.
Dr. Mad Studio.
Dr.
For the
Mad,
finale.
baby.
We know what
OG.
time it is over there.
Oh,
He's up
right.
late.
He's
yeah.
back.
Hello,
Hammerhead.
Hammerhead. So jumping in. Thanks for joining us.
Did you already
late.
say V stuff and things?
Yep, V Stuff and Things. Tacaniable's here. Inaqua and Enequi. Oh, boy.
Inaqui
Gregorio.
Gregorio.
I love that.
Yeah.
Much love to stay on target watching your commentaries on The Mandalorian. Dinbo Bowden all the way from the Philippines.
Nice.
Nice.
You have
That's
to help
awesome.
me.
We're all over the world.
We'll have to.
Right.
You have to help me pronounce your name.
We've
because
gone
I'm not-
international.
We've got,
We got Colombia. We saw somebody earlier. Let's see. Somebody else.
we got
up there?
Angela.
Look at these.
You already said Angela Sepulveda.
Angela
Yeah, we did.
Sepulveda.
Hunter
Emery
Davis.
C. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
engineer. So
Island
anyway.
Punch Productions.
Island
We got
Punch.
Jane Doe.
Squirrel
And,
Man.
V
Hunter
Stuff and Things.
Davis.
Mooner Davis.
Yeah, everybody's here.
Still.
Still's here.
Still.
He's
Still
still
here.
Yeah.
Still.
He's been here the whole time.
Never leaves.
We got
And
Taylor. in the
Squirrel
chat.
Man. He
Taylor's
made it.
here. Squirrel Man. Oh,
Squirrel Man.
All right, well, let's do this thing,
Yeah, let's
Dustin.
get
I think we're
into it,
jumping
man.
into the non-spoys.
Let's jump into these
The
non-spoilers, baby.
This non-spoiler
Non-spoilies.
pool.
We're gonna be non. Did you say non-spoilies?
Yeah, he said that.
No, I said non-spoys.
It's
Because that's
like
what
a
Dan
spoy.
said.
I said non-spoys.
So we're gonna take the spoilers off your car.
Yeah.
Non-spoilers.
You won't be able to fly no more.
Sorry, that was bad.
Fly?
I don't know. They're aerial.
Aren't
dynamic.
non-spoiler
Aerial?
Spoilers.
Aerodynamic?
Aerodynamic.
Yeah,
Aerial dynamic.
Must you mock me?
It's just too easy to do.
Are we talking about the Little Mermaids, Ariel?
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't. No.
Here we go. Orc Savage is here.
Spoilers are actually.
Here we go.
Everyone's here. He
Mando's
says.
back on the beat.
Wow.
There's
I
actually-
totally messed
Back
that
on the
up.
what, Dustin?
Back on
Menu.
the menu.
Okay.
Boys.
You sort of kind of received yourself.
Yes, that was perfect. All right. No, a spoiler
Non-spoiler.
is
Non-spoilers.
no, I know.
Come
but
on.
a spoiler on a car keeps you on the ground.
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna do here tonight.
Are
We're
we?
keep you
Are we?
grounded on this show. So let's
According
get into
to
these
Matt, they-
You
non-spoilers.
just said you removed
They're
them all.
aerial dynamic.
Yeah,
So
we
they
removed
actually
them. So we're gonna go flying way
yeah.
out the inches. You're exactly right, man.
Orc Savage that they fly now, yeah.
Oh, we're flying now.
You
All
don't
right.
have flying cars. where
They
you live,
fly
bro?
now?
They fly. Oh, no.
Don't reference
Terrible.
that.
Orc said it.
Yeah, you know what? They've always flown.
I
If
never
you
thought somebody could
believe.
forget so much so
Uh,
fast without a severe blow to the head.
Right.
Or
All
it's a
right.
big vehicle.
What?
I don't know.
Pros and cons, baby.
Pros and cons.
All right, hit me with some pros, Denny.
Action. But I'll
Action.
save it for
Action,
Nick.
action.
I'll save it for Matt.
Oh, you didn't save it for me.
Action man.
Too late.
I stole his action thunder. No, we got some great action. And we got a little bit of a Dinbo action going on in there as well. Subtle, but it was
Subtle?
there.
This is
Yeah.
not spoilers, by the way, Dan.
And yeah.
All
You're
right. That was definitely a highlight of this episode, for sure. That was huge. Without that, what would this episode be? Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But that was fantastic. The CGI in this has really
Yeah.
been the best part over through the
Oh,
entire
man.
season.
Yeah.
The CGI is the standout
Yeah.
because the space battles were amazing. All the aerial stuff was just so awesome, man. It was clean. It looked good. All right, Matt, give us another pro if you got one.
Really, all I was gonna say was action. So
Yeah.
I'm just out now.
No, that's
But yeah, action's what really drew me to this episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, that was a lot of the episode. I feel like
it was the majority of
it
the
was a
episode.
big part of it.
There was more that happened, but
obviously the story, and
The story.
I mean maybe
You're finished.
yeah,
in the middle.
you're
with your
kind of
journey.
on the middle of that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Action mostly for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Nick.
Pro for me is we found out whose show it actually was.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is a very good pro.
It only took the whole season to determine it.
We were biting
Yeah.
our nails.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Cons?
We're not on to cons.
It was kind of meh.
We can go to cons
okay.
now.
I mean, I'm just doing both.
That's fine. Do it.
I'm not really wowed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like it was an alright episode. Didn't really wow me.
Yeah,
I say if it weren't the finale, it'd be the best of the episodes we've gotten this season.
Yeah.
The problem is it was the finale and it didn't completely end on how we would have liked, or some of us would have liked, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which takes it down just a notch or two.
Truth.
It's still good.
It's still good, but it didn't get there for me.
I think in some ways it just didn't hit the same as like the season 2 finale.
Yeah.
You know,
or season 1 finale.
Even season 1. We weren't completely blown away. I think it did everything it needed to do, but in a way that made it feel less special, I guess you could say,
I feel
in
like
some
they were
ways.
just like they didn't choose one or the other side. They just went right down the middle.
We
They're
got
like, yeah, let's not be, let's not do anything crazy. We're just going through the motions.
You got like 2 or 3 different storylines kind of ending this.
I think, in moments for me, during to say a con, the pro for me was CGI. It looked clean cut. It was fun, and it felt really like a Rebels or Clone Wars episode in live action, which is both a pro and a con to me, because in some ways they can be very epic and can move the story forward and have some awesome action with a lot going on. Yeah, but in some ways it can feel silly. And there was moments in this that I was kind of like, it's not bad, but it just didn't.
It's not the best.
It just didn't land the same. It was almost too campy in some ways for certain moments.
What's crazy to me
go
is that episode 6 and episode 8 are the same show. From this season.
Wait, say that again?
Episode 6 and episode 8 are in the same
contrast between those two episodes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I totally forgot what happened in episode. I was like putting it out of my mind. I was like, what happened in episode 6?
We all forget.
I know, that's like the flip. You're like, oh, how is this the same show? And in some ways, with how much CGI and how much action and everything they have compact, like this episode felt compact. Like I felt like you could have extended it almost like another 10 minutes or 20
know how
minutes.
they were going to fit it in that.
And
30
yeah.
minutes.
I agree with that. I feel like we could have lived with like 5-10 more minutes.
Yeah, it's the finale, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta give us a 50-minute episode or something.
Yeah, you could have almost just done episodes 7 and 8 as one full episode, or like drop them both at the same time. I think that would have played even better. You go straight from 7 into 8.
It's a 2-part season.
Yeah, it was really like a 2-part season. Yeah, it really was in a lot of ways. That's what was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it gave us a lot to speculate on, but
Yes.
I'll say this though, for kind of sum it up in some ways for me for this, it's the best episode of a lackluster season.
Yeah.
So there are moments that are great or good, not 100% great. But there are just
They're adequate.
There's just so much in here that feels like fluff and things that don't make sense, which I don't know why that's been that just has been bugging me so much this entire season.
Well, because of the first 2 seasons, it's like it's
get
beautiful.
that. Yeah.
The writing was there, the acting was there. This one was just like, the writing was there sometimes.
Yeah.
And then the acting was there sometimes. It's just not as fulfilling.
And you know what? I think part of it
wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think part of what it was in some ways was the Mandalorian episode 1 and 2 really stuck with just Din and Grogu. And there wasn't the big world stuff going on that much. There was hints of it, but it wasn't a major player.
Right.
So in season 3, we got a lot of big world stuff going on in this.
Yeah.
And I think it still was, but I feel like in some ways they almost bit off more than they could chew, and they didn't know how to fit it all together succinctly. And so that's why I think we got some fluff episodes that just didn't feel quite right. And then we got things that just didn't make sense. Like they're worried about so many other things that they missed some common sense things. And that was what really was bugging me, and it felt kind of Saturday morning cartoon and not in a good way. It was more campy, a little just less refined in some ways.
It left me wanting more but not in a good way. Like Andor left me wanting more in a good way.
Yeah.
This one was like, I want so much
It
more,
was the in between.
but also I don't know what they're doing anymore.
But yeah, we're we're ragging on this quite a bit. But I'll say though, for this specific episode though, there were definitely a lot of moments I was like, yes, that is cool. That is cool.
Good than bad, I would say.
Yeah, this episode is definitely the best episode of them all. And you felt it with the action and stuff like that, but it didn't quite have the emotional weight that we were wanting to. I think that's part of it. As far as the story goes, we didn't get the emotional tie-in.
Yeah.
And there's one big thing we didn't get, and I'm really curious to talk to you guys about that more in spoilers. But
There's a couple things.
Yeah,
there's a
lot.
couple things
but
that
there's
just-
one big one that has happened in every other season finale.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so okay, sorry. Am I not clear?
Was that not clear?
I haven't hinted enough
I not
at
clear?
it.
I thought you were pretty clear.
Right. So
yeah, no, there was a lot of stuff that, like, there were questions that weren't answered in this season. That they like
a lot.
asked in this season.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Probably-
like,
there
okay,
definitely were things they didn't go back to.
yeah, and it's like, are we gonna resolve those, or are we just gonna move on to season 4 like they never happened?
We're gonna forget they ever happened because it was an accident.
It was an
They're gonna come
accident.
out and apologize for season 3 later on. You mark my words.
No, there's no way
they
they're gonna
won't.
do
It's
that.
Disney.
Yeah.
Dan, let's get your take on this. You've heard ours in a lot of ways. What do you? How are you feeling with this episode?
What were the 3 adjectives they used to describe this episode? He wanted fans to feel surprised.
Resolved.
Oh, yeah.
Surprised.
Resolved.
What was the other one?
And
It was an S.
Satisfied.
Was it satisfied?
Is this what Disney
Yeah.
explained?
No,
it
this
as?
was
Oh.
Filoni and
Filoni
Favreau.
I believe. It's you might be able to pull it up. back.
Was it
Surprised?
satisfied?
No, I don't think it was satisfied.
Yeah, because it wasn't satisfied.
Resolved,
Surprised?
and
Salty.
somebody in the chat will help
You
me
let us know in
out.
the chat.
And
Yeah.
serendipitous.
I don't think you can say completely resolved because
No.
of
It-
a specific thing.
There's one part that was
Weighing
unresolved
on me here.
Yeah.
that we were hoping for.
Yeah.
But in some ways, for me, I do feel like most of the things are resolved in the sense that they're coming back for a season 4. And
Yeah, but we gotta wait 2 years.
we gotta wait. We gotta wait.
But even
for,
still,
for me, I
yeah,
was
sorry, go ahead.
satisfied actually because
Well, that's
I
'cause
was
you're easily amused.
Could be. I was genuinely concerned for what was going to happen in this episode, just
Yeah.
like most of the people in the chat.
Right.
Because we had all the speculation. Everybody heard the rumors. Everybody heard this, and this was going down, and everybody's going to. I'm not going to spoil anything, but there were lots of worse theories out there, right?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
we all just like went to the dark side collectively
did,
together.
And we were all freaking. And so basically, I feel like they were teetering on the edge of a cliff.
Mhm.
And so I applaud them for not falling off the cliff and for me destroying the show or destroying all of the essence of what The Mandalorian was. They found a little bit of what it was supposed to be in
Right.
this final episode and were able to wrap up these questions that I had as far as story. What are we doing with the show? What's the identity of this show?
Yeah.
What about the new characters we found out about? Where are they going? Okay. They didn't give us all the answers, but they gave us enough answers that they left it in a neutral enough space that we got to see a good adventure with them in this episode.
Right.
And you could throw away some other episodes of this season for sure.
Mhm.
But in this episode, they gave us some climactic moments that were satisfying for me. And while it's not fully resolved, there were some moments that were nice and, pleasant.
Yeah, there definitely were
just a
gems
couple
in
of
it.
feel goods, and like I said, the action for me, like I
Yeah.
liked the pace of that action because that reminds me of the Mandalorian. Like you're just heart pounding, like let's go. That's
was.
what I wanted to see more of this
Yeah.
season,
The action was solid.
and that's all I got. So
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
for
That
non
was
spoilers.
great take.
Mhm.
I think there's. Did you have what?
Oh, lots of people in the chat agree that
It was
a
satisfying,
satisfying.
yeah.
It was satisfying. Okay, so I think we have one last thing to do in the non-spoiler section is equate this to food
Yeah.
somehow. So
Gosh, I should have been thinking harder.
What was the third? What was the third
Normally it just
adjective?
comes to me naturally,
right, I
Right.
know that it feels a little forced for me to say this, but I feel
so
but it's kind of a thing now.
it is.
for me, it was like getting Taco Bell
Oh
Mm.
gosh,
because like
where this
Taco
is
Bell
going.
is not a sponsor. Also,
It could
it's super satisfying most of the time, but then there's that
be.
one
Yeah.
one time out of 10 times that it's good, but it's not what you wanted.
I've had
it's
man.
not as
and
satisfying
the
as you
idea
wanted
of it is
Yeah.
like super satisfying.
Yeah,
I've had
but then you
so-
bite into it and you're like,
Something's
something's not
missing.
right.
Something's
yeah.
not right. I've had so many
Hmm.
good crunch wraps from Taco Bell, and I got one that I could not eat. It was so bad. I
Like-
don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong.
But-
It's not like you bite into it and you just throw the whole thing out. It's like you still eat it, but you're not as satisfied. You know,
Yeah.
It's
No,
like
but-
almost like it's missing like the sauce,
Or it's
like
Yeah.
some
that, or
ingredient.
maybe
like,
it's
it's
or maybe
mostly-
there's too much sauce.
Yeah.
Like they oversauced it.
They might have oversauced it. Question is, have you ever gone to Taco Bell and had such a bad thing that it made you never want to go back?
I still go back.
I had
Right,
right. So that's a
that-
very
this-
good point.
Did
Yeah.
this episode
right.
or this season give you such a bad taste that you
No,
don't want to
no,
go back?
no.
Okay, that's a good thing,
Yeah,
right?
that is a good
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
That's a
It's-
great point.
It was
If
good,
this-
but it wasn't satisfying.
If
though.
this
Okay, yeah.
finale would have failed.
oh man,
Were you gonna cry?
Oh man,
That was hilarious. I
You had
can't
to
wait to watch that
sneeze.
I
back.
had to sneeze and it's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone.
Gosh, dang it.
if it would have failed.
That's the worst feeling ever is
like
losing
you're-
a sneeze.
Hey,
I was like,
you
oh
were.
man, he's
Definitely a
emotional.
sneeze, but- Wow, that just hit him right in
get-
the feels.
I get
Bring up
emotional
Taco
about
Bell
my
and he is
Taco Bell.
emotional.
I can't believe I timed the camera switch right on that. That was
That was
perfect.
amazing. Oh
Happy
wow,
accidents everywhere.
I love that.
Somebody said
That's gold.
Yeah,
It's a live show. Anything can happen here,
Yeah.
folks. Thanks for tuning
Wait
in.
until one of us throw
Sneezes
up on
happen,
camera.
people.
Hey, sneezes happen, people. Oh yeah, you didn't sneeze.
very
Anti-sneezes
Sneezes
happen.
almost
It hurts.
happened.
I'm telling
it
you,
was a
that's one of
sneeze
the worst
cancellation.
feelings
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah,
Having
it
a
is.
Maybe-
sneeze and losing. it.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's a
That is-
sign of the show.
What?
It's like
yeah,
you
see,
have
it wasn't satisfying. That's exactly the thing.
You felt like you were gonna
You were
sneeze.
just like on the brink
you're
of
like-
it, and then you didn't.
They're gonna deliver,
Yeah.
and then they didn't.
Everything happens for
Maybe.
a reason.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect metaphor.
Like we were all holding our breath, or maybe it's the other way. Maybe it was like, oh, I'm gonna sneeze because it's so bad.
Yeah.
like I got a lot of dust up my nose.
And your name is Dustin. That's
Dusty
funny.
buns.
Dustin's up my nose right now.
What?
What are you snorting Dustin for?
What?
Never said
That's
I was
weird.
Smelling
Don't
him.
stop smelling.
Why is he up your nose?
I don't know. Ask him.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Dustin,
not-
why are you up his
I'm
nose?
not up his nose. I'm staying
Dust
far
in
away.
my nose.
Dust in my nose.
Get it? Dust in my nose.
Like dust
I'll
in the
be
wind.
here all week.
Oh man, all right.
Dust
I
in
hope
the
not.
wind.
I won't quit my
That-
day job.
That was a pretty good tie back to food. For
It was,
we're getting
yeah.
pretty
That was
good at
really
the
good.
non-spoiler food.
That was
theories.
good, right on the
Did-
fly
well,
like
you
that.
you guys came together on that though.
Yeah.
I love the fact
Come
that it's like Taco
together.
Bell. Even when you have something that's not quite satisfying, you've never been completely turned off enough
Yeah.
to not go back.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that is kind of what the Mandalorian is. There are episodes where you're like, it was kind of a dud, but you're like, I'm definitely gonna watch the next one.
Yeah.
And this episode, it was like this. Basically, this entire season was. I just feel like it never quite got its bearings. It just never quite could stand on its own 2 feet. You know, it was like, where are we going? It didn't know the right path to take
That's
in
what I'm
some
saying.
ways.
Like after season 2, they were like, we don't know what to do anymore. It's like, what do you mean you don't know what to do
Then
anymore?
stop.
Yeah. Then stop.
Yeah, I think
Don't
they
ruin
did.
a good show.
I think it kind of proves the pivot that they were maybe forced to take. You know.
yeah, that
I
might
think
be
it
it.
showed. I think it
Yeah.
just showed because I think he had an airtight 1 and 2, and he was going into a third direction.
And then they were
And then
like,
it was a
hey,
pivot.
And then they're like,
Bring
maybe
him
we
back
should bring
and rewrite
Grogu
it.
back.
Yeah.
You know, maybe let's rethink this. And he's like, crap. Well, I already had season 3 done. We were gonna go to Mandalore. We're gonna do this epic stuff with Bo or whatever. Or who knows? You know, if Filoni had his druthers, they'd be in Mandalore, and they're
Druthers.
doing all this stuff, right?
Brothers.
What is druthers?
Yeah,
mean?
what is that? Darth Brothers?
Druthers,
Dark
druthers.
druthers?
Darth Brothers?
Would
wanna
you
learn-
rather? It's like a wood like a. If I had my, like I'd rather.
A
Oh.
preference, a personal
It's a preference. It's a
Yeah.
personal
Oh.
preference.
Like
druthers.
I'd rather druthers.
You just reminded me of a pirate though. That was awesome.
Druthers.
I thought we were talking about brothers.
No,
Right?
druthers.
Yeah.
Druthers.
If you had your-
like Dustin.
druthers.
Can you use it in a
If-
sentence,
Okay.
please?
If I had my druthers,
Can I know the?
I would have Taco Bell every night of
Yeah,
the week.
Right.
Can you tell me the origin of the word?
Satisfying. Yeah. Use it in a sentence.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh man.
Could you spell it for me?
I'm still
Oh,
not
almost got you.
completely on board, but yeah.
Druthers.
I'll have to put it in my
Which
dictionary.
synonym would
Yep.
be
Yeah.
choice. Yeah, it's a choice.
It's actually
Synonym.
Druthers. We've been mispronouncing it the whole time.
It could be.
Druthers.
Druthers.
Oh man, but I was satisfied. Some of you weren't satisfied. but
It was still good. It just
all
wasn't
I'm
that
thinking
good.
of as I said satisfied was the man in Inigo Montoya when he's
What?
like, I could kill you. What is it? Left-handed, but I would not be
Oh.
satisfied. Do you remember
Yes.
that
Princess
line?
Bride.
Princess
Right.
Bride when he's
Right.
fighting Wesley on the
I have a
cliffside.
secret
Whistly.
that you do not know about. What's that? I am not left-handed.
Yeah,
Yes.
it'd be over too quickly. I would not be satisfied.
Yeah, it was
Something
something
like
over too
that.
quickly.
Anyway,
yes, he does say that.
so
I think this episode was over a little too quickly. I
It
think
was.
that's part of
Yeah,
the problem.
It wasn't long enough.
Why 38 minutes?
Yeah.
Or 41, but
The whole
credits.
credits
You got 5
took
minutes
take
of
up
credit
5
outs.
minutes.
All right, we're still
Yeah.
non-spoilers too.
yeah,
Just,
but
just
if you
for
add
the
up,
record.
was it 50 minutes? The season or episode 7. So plus 40, that's an hour and 30-minute movie.
Yeah, so
what
just
we
make
got.
it the
But
last
it wasn't
season.
released together. So.
Yeah. Make the last
Yeah,
episode
true.
that long.
They
There you
should've.
go.
That's the thing. We expect a consistency here with this show. We want
Yeah.
it, right? We want maybe every episode's a half hour or every episode's 40 minutes. Don't give us like the biggest episode is like the shortest episode.
'Cause you
Other
see-
than you have no fluff. We like that.
Yeah.
But this one could have breathed a little more. Not fluff,
Right.
but breathing room.
Right.
So, but for me, it was still satisfying. If they had added like 5 or 10 more minutes, it would have been like even more so.
Definitely. And I think this season though in some ways is an example of if you have too much fluff it actually takes away from the story as a whole. And that's part of the problem this whole season.
Yeah.
You could almost cut down the first 6 episodes to like 3, you know,
Yeah.
and cut out all the fluff in some
Right.
ways and stay on target
That or do better.
and or do better.
From a canon perspective, though, Dustin, there's a lot of things that happened in this
There are.
season.
Yeah, and
from
I
a
can
canon
appreciate
perspective.
that. I can appreciate
So
that.
when it came to writing, I feel like they had the big picture of what they wanted it to end up as, but they got lost in the weeds a little bit.
Yeah, and especially with changing directors with that big
Right,
world scenario. I think that's part of the challenge.
But
like
this
if you
one
had
was
one director
7 and 8 was Famuyiwa, both of them.
Yeah.
and they're
And that
definitely
would
show.
explain why it's so good.
it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Like they should just have Famuyiwa do
All of it.
all of it
Yep.
at this point. I'm definitely a believer of that because I know for the like season 1, even episode 2, was that the one where he directed and it was like almost horror-esque with the
I think that was episode 6.
no. Well, that one was horror-esque for sure, and that one was awesome.
That one, the heist one.
the heist
Yeah.
one,
When
yeah,
they're getting the prisoners out.
which
What are you
is
talking about?
Season 1.
season 1.
Oh,
But yeah, and that was with.
I don't think Matt even watched it.
No, that he
sorry.
did.
I was
was-
looking at the comments.
Miggs Mayfield was in that one.
Yeah,
with
Bill Burr's character.
Yeah, Bill Burr. That was a good one.
I don't know, but it didn't ruin Taco Bell for me. I'm excited for
Right.
season 4.
Well, I hope
Yeah,
Mandalorian
and-
didn't ruin Taco Bell for you.
That's true.
Right.
That'd be a weird.
That'd be weird.
thing.
Some he gets
I
done
can't even
watching.
look
He's
at
like,
it. It's like,
You pull up
I
to
do
Taco
not
Bell
want to
and
eat
yell,
Taco Bell ever again.
Gosh, dang it!
if I see another taco, I'm gonna.
He just
scream.
throws up in his mouth every time he hears the word taco now.
Oh, wow.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah,
Not a
thanks.
sponsor.
Yet.
We want him to
Yet
be.
they
Yeah.
could be. Let us know.
Please.
All right. Well, I think we're
Come
about
at
to wrap up the non-spoiler
Wrap
section
it
of
up.
Taco Bell Crunch Wrap Supreme. Am I right?
Nice gift.
Without tomatoes,
Without
preferably.
Yeah, right on. That's
Let
right,
us know in the
Dustin. You're
comments. Do you
outnumbered.
like it without tomatoes?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I could drink that mild sauce. How about you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that mild
Well,
sauce
that's
is
the
good.
easiest thing to do when you're eating and driving is just tear it open and
Yep. That's
Ooh,
how.
you shouldn't admit that.
do
That's
that.
how we roll, man.
It's not, is,
Oh,
it,
yeah.
is it illegal to
It's
eat and
frowned
drive?
upon.
Yes.
It's eat
Yeah,
and drive.
yeah. It's definitely frowned upon.
Also, Justin, you don't like Baja Blast.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What are we
What's up with
doing here?
that?
Our entire friendship is
It's
based
on
on
a
a lie.
Okay, no, it's I don't not
Explain
like
yourself.
Baja Blast.
You
It's
don't
just not
drink
my
it.
top
He
of the Mountain Dew
prefers-
He
spectrum.
prefers regular Mountain Dew when he
Who
goes to
does
Taco Bell.
that?
Who
It's the
in their
classic,
right
man.
mind prefers regular Mountain Dew over Baja Blast when you're going to Taco Bell?
So,
Also, this
Chat, I
ice.
swear, if
Take
somebody
ice
says
out,
it in
right?
the chat, you are out. You are
Wow.
banned for life
it's a good.
from me.
It's a good thing the fact checker's in charge of the
Yeah.
chat, not us.
Yeah, I got their back.
Yeah,
But
no,
I
it's just- I
don't.
like Baja.
No, but
Blast.
it's so funny though because I didn't know that for the longest time. But looking back on it, the signs were all there.
he's like,
He's
I
always he
I
always
should've-
ordered a regular Mountain Dew with no ice.
Yeah, I was
And I was
I
like,
should have abandoned this relationship.
I just
months
never
ago.
thought about it.
wasn't
And
like I was
then
hiding it.
one day you were like, "Yeah, I don't really like Baja
Okay,
Blast," and
Baja
I'm like,
Blast.
I was like, "What?" I literally told him, I was like, "You mean our entire friendship is based on a lie?"
You would have thought I stabbed him in the back.
You
literally.
did. The
like,
dagger's still there.
Wolf is asking what Baja Blast is.
Oh,
Wait, who?
Oh, he says.
It is a.
don't say that.
It's a type of Mountain Dew.
It's what
A
flavor?
flavor, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't
Tropical,
even
maybe?
know the flavor.
It's citrus.
It tastes good.
It's citrus something.
It's a type of, it's a
Yeah.
tropically.
It's just blue Mountain Dew.
Also, no
It's like
ice,
green.
right?
It's like-
No
yeah, it's
ice.
like-
blue-green.
It's like antifreeze color,
Yeah, it is.
But
we're
more-
really
more
hyping,
blue.
It is,
We're really
but it's
hyping this up to make it sound
drinkable.
delicious.
dude. Yeah,
It actually looked kind of similar to one of the drinks in this episode.
yeah, it did.
Anyway,
Yeah, true.
So now that
there's
we've-
only one drink in this episode, I feel like.
yeah.
Well, the chat erupted on the Baja Blast.
Did
so-
they? All right, let's. All right, so we're pretty much ending the non-spoiler
Yes.
section.
Non-spoiler.
We're
Not-
Hunter
not,
Davis is right about that.
Yeah.
let's get to
It's
it.
Mountain Dew and blue Gatorade.
It's
Absolutely
essentially, if
it
you
is.
do that, it does taste a bit like it.
Okay, let me finish, and then we'll get right to
and
it.
Dustin's a terrible person because he doesn't like it.
Dang it! No. All right, so we're ending the non-spoiler section.
And
we're
Dustin
gonna
hates Baja Blast.
we're gonna read some comments right now, some non-spoiler comments,
And then we're gonna show you something,
and
right?
then we're gonna show them something. Yep.
Yeah.
What are we showing?
Baja
Dew.
Blast.
Baja Blast. My
Yeah,
ears.
read us
We
out.
actually-
We want to hear from you. This is your time to shine in the comments for non-spoiler. We want to hear your thoughts, non-spoiler. If you got some food thoughts, some Baja Blast thoughts, whatever thoughts you got, and then we're gonna get into the spoiler section. So let us know. We got some comments out there. I know we got a lot flying in.
These guys seem healthy.
Fact checker,
All right.
Dan, you guys got some. Apparently, neither of them do.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch
There
of
is zero comments right now.
All right.
everybody was actually talking Mando, and then we started talking Baja Blast, and the whole conversation went to Baja Blast.
Well,
Yeah.
can you blame them?
At the moment,
What
it's,
did they say, Matt? So you read that one. What was the one that you agreed with?
he said it
Oh.
was blue Gatorade and
Mountain Dew
Mountain
mix.
Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Regular Mountain Dew and blue Gatorade mix. It tastes a bit
Dude,
like it.
That is, I do that.
What
Actually,
is it? Is
at-
it Powerade or is it Gatorade?
I think it's Gatorade.
Okay.
That's the only way I've done it.
Dude,
Alright.
at Qdoba, I do that. I mix the blue. I actually mix blue Powerade and normal Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
We don't talk.
but no,
about
there's a bunch of people talking about
I don't talk to you
food,
anymore.
and we got Hunter Davis cut out soda about a month ago. Yeah.
It's probably for the
That's,
best. I mean,
that's
really.
for the best.
Yeah.
Who wants to do that?
I mean, we're not necessarily like, praising it. We're just saying if we go there, that's one of the things sometimes we do. It's a on occasion thing. not
Hunter
every day.
said, "Yeah, water or tea." Olivia and Hannah Roll said, "Hot tea and water."
yes.
Tea. Tea's
Drink it
good.
almost every day. Dano said Bodin for season 4. In season 4, Dark Lord
Aw.
said Bodin in
Yeah, they can
season
do that.
4.
One could hope.
Lots of
there's
people were
only hope.
commenting
We
on
all
the
could hope.
acting in this episode.
Yeah.
That Katie Sackhoff did a great job.
Yes,
And so did others.
Yeah.
I
No
agree.
problems
Did-
with her.
they settled into their characters. They had a chance to show some emotion, maybe.
There was definitely still one point that I was.
Yes, I
was
agree
like,
with you on that one. I already know what you're talking
I
about.
was a little cringe.
Oh,
but,
that really? Oh, that acting
Ooh.
part.
Yeah, the acting
Yeah,
part.
I know
yeah.
exactly what you were talking
Yes.
You'll have to,
about.
you'll have to
Sergeant
tell me.
Sarcasm said Mythosaur. Oh, we can't talk about stuff. All
All
right.
right. Yeah. All right. So we don't have a lot
But Hannah
of
Roll
no-
said, "My thought are to stay away from freezer French toast sticks. They are no good."
we got a lot of food thoughts
You
on
know-
there. Hey, that's awesome.
They're not great, but they're
They do
not
in a pinch
no
though.
good.
Yeah.
Tacaniable
You throw them in a microwave or whatever, man.
Yeah, man.
You just got to add a little more cinnamon
Syrup.
sugar to the top.
No, that's weird.
What? They
Tacaniable said,
barely come with any on it.
I mean, I'll eat them when they're soggy, but no more, no more sugar.
Why soggy?
Welcome
Because
to
you
Why
throw
are
them in a
they getting
microwave.
soggy?
Welcome to
they're
Stay
not
on
soggy,
Target.
they're
I've muted their
where we
mics.
talk about food.
No. Tacaniable said, Con 1 Din finally got back his spotlight. Con
yeah.
1. Yeah, he was amazing in the fight. Loved how he freed himself, too.
They
Oh,
said
just jumping into
pro,
spoilers
not
here.
con.
Oh, pro. Yeah, okay.
Pro
Not,
con.
yeah, pro is
Yeah,
what
you're
it
not
meant.
supposed to say any pros right now, Dan. No
My bad.
spoilers.
Reading off.
My bad.
We're
but
reading other
we're
comments,
no, no,
Dan.
on
Come on.
the edge here. We're living on the edge.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we just need to get to the
Yeah, we just
spoiler
need to do it.
section,
Just
and
do
then
it.
we can
But
have
you
at
want
the-
to show them.
Just-
But
something?
before we do, we kind of teased you guys a little bit last night with something that we're dropping and working on.
Working on.
So we wanted to let you guys know that our merch store is actually live right now. You can go there and you can purchase merch. Stay on Target merch. So we're going to drop the link in the description, and we're also going to, I think, link it here soon too, so you guys can jump right over to it if you want. It's up to you. It's a great way to support the channel and support what we're doing here. If you guys like the videos, you get something in return, some awesome merch, and then it also benefits us so that we can continue to make these awesome videos. So we appreciate every single one of you, and we hope you guys like the designs and enjoy it as much as we enjoyed putting it together. Yeah. Look at that goodness. Stay on target,
gracious.
baby.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So
We'll have to definitely add to our collection.
yep. And people were asking us if we're gonna
Good
be streaming
start.
in the future, and I think yes, with some
Yeah.
of this merch, we're gonna get some of these shirts. And
Oh,
we're gonna show up.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
We'll
we've
be wearing that.
technically been doing the show for a long time, and we're just so glad that so many people are joining in with us now.
And we're so glad that there's
Right there.
good Mandalorian
You like that
content.
one?
We've been waiting
I
a
love
long
that
time.
I thought you'd like that one.
Yeah,
I
it's pretty
personally
legit.
love that eggshell or sand shell. That's what it is.
It is pretty awesome.
Yeah, there's some good colors in here, Dustin. Way
And
to
Yeah,
go.
just-
we're gonna add. we're gonna add more for sure.
Yeah.
We got a
You
lot more
can pick
designs.
and choose
I'm
your
bagging
colors
me
and
one of these
everything.
hats right here. This is gonna work for
Yeah.
me.
Oh
Right.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Look at that
it's-
embroidery.
Look at that embroidery.
And I want to get the sticker too. I really do. But
Right.
anyway,
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. So check it out and help support the channel with that if you guys like what you see here.
Mm-hmm.
And another great way of supporting our channel is telling your friends about us, telling your enemies about us, telling your frenemies about us, and getting them subscribed. We're almost to 1,000. Well, we're almost to 900 in some ways, but we're
We're getting there.
this close to greatness.
Great.
And man, but most of all, we just love chatting with you guys and having fun. And we're having fun in the Star Wars universe, and we're just glad you guys are here having fun with us, and you guys inspire us a lot, and we just appreciate every single one of you.
Really keeps us going.
It does.
We needed a win.
Dr.
You guys
Dad's-
gave us that win.
there's some OG subbers here, and
Subbers.
they were saying how Dr. Mads he had to jump out because it's really late where he is, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
he
See
was
ya.
here during Bad Batch and.
Mm-hmm.
Long ago, when we passed that 200 mark, and
Yeah.
feels like just yesterday because
It
it,
does.
pretty
It
much
really
was. but-
wasn't that long.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
wasn't that long ago.
That's what's
But,
crazy.
It's
it's
amazing.
just a number. The point is that there's more people to talk Star Wars with, and clearly there are 4 or 5 of us in this room. We could talk for hours about it. So
We
it's
could.
it's fun when there's 1,000 people out there chatting.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, definitely. So, yes.
Marriage.
Check it out. What
Every
was that,
time
fact checker?
it's coming in.
Yeah, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it out there in the ether,
You
on
the
the
ether.
HoloNet.
You know, you
And,
could have just said that, right? You have a mic right there.
The fact checker
Hey.
could have, yeah.
Don't correct me.
Don't correct me.
She will fact check you into oblivion.
I'll throw this helmet at you.
John Pope said, "Make a shirt with the Mythosaur on it saying Mowage."
Hey,
that's,
won't.
it's already in
That's
the
not a
pipe.
bad idea.
that is
It's already
in the
in the pipe.
pipeline.
Okay,
Yep,
I
we are
figured.
working on that. We got a lot. We got so many
Mowage.
ideas.
Get out of our head, dude.
Yeah. Also, we copyright it, trademark,
Stamped
registered.
it.
Yeah,
Matt, do you have anything else you want to say to John Pope?
No.
really.
He's not going to
And
apologize for what he
KG.
said.
And KG out
Yeah.
there, yeah.
He's gonna double down, I think.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know, last night on the
We
stream,
don't have to re-bring it up.
Yeah.
Matt threw some shade. So go. Not really, but
Not
And
go
this was
check
the-
out last night's stream if you want to see what happened there.
literally jokes.
It was
Yeah.
literally jokes,
And this was the last time we saw Matt alive.
according to John Pope.
Yeah.
It happens.
All
good
right,
stuff.
all right. We got to get
Catches
to
up with us
this.
all.
What was that?
Death catches up with us all.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! But
John
does
Pope-
it? I think that's a perfect
finds a
segue into the
Spoilers.
spoiler section. So if you haven't seen this week's episode, the finale, which is called The Return, by the way,
Get
I didn't
out of
say that.
here.
We're
Just in
gonna
time for
spoil
tax
it
season.
in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everybody dies?
Question
Mark? I guess, maybe.
Yeah, so that's let's lead off with that. Let's just jump right into it, okay? Unless Dan, you want to do something first.
Yeah, you want to
No.
sing us a song, Dan?
Sing us a song.
Sing a
Play us a
song.
tune.
Play us a
I could play
song
you a
of your
song.
people.
I would never sing you a song.
Okay.
What?
Wow.
Beatbox for us, Dan.
I would play you a song, but I got to get an instrument out.
Yeah, no.
Boom.
That's okay.
Long story
We'll do it
short-
later. It's the after show.
The after show. We'll
Yeah,
get it.
We'll
We'll
do it
get
in the
it.
after show. No, but yeah,
Let's do it.
is Moff Gideon dead?
I don't know,
I
man.
don't believe. That's the problem.
Right? Yeah. We never saw a body, so
He just stepped back into fire.
yeah. And
And he was
his-
wearing
and
a
he was-
full like Mandalorian armor, but like
And
like,
as you
enhanced
said,
Yeah.
like suit.
and as you said before, we didn't see a body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, like-
he wasn't there, smoldering ruin.
that's a
Smoldering
good
in a
point.
ruin.
We didn't see Well, I can't say. I was gonna say we couldn't see Anakin like, but he also survived. So.
Yeah.
Gosh, dang it! No one dies to fire in this show.
No,
Yeah.
right. Even if it got torched, I mean, we know Anakin came back.
I mean, Din got torched a few times
he
in this.
did.
Yeah.
I don't think he even got touched
Slightly
by it.
on
Like,
a
why do the-
lower.
why do the
Scale.
Mandalorians even use those? Because clearly
Right?
it doesn't actually hurt them.
I feel like it doesn't work well against
feel
other
like-
Mandalorians,
feel
but
like-
against like a Jedi
Yeah.
who just has like exposed
Like,
skin.
how's the lightsaber gonna deflect all the fire?
I mean, it could be blinding to their vision. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
if there's a flaming ball of death coming at you, you're not going to be able to see very well.
My
It's
eyes.
like a smoke bomb for Mandos,
right.
and it heats the metal. Probably starts to cook you a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I think it's more of a prolonged thing with Mandalorians on
It's
that
like,
one.
ooh, I got sunburned.
Din
an
takes his
oven.
helmet off. He's just a lobster underneath.
Yeah,
like,
that's
where's
what
the butter?
Speaking of
the-
taking their
there's
helmet
the
off,
Speaking of taking their helmet off,
Yeah.
another segue here.
There's another one.
yeah,
He didn't do it.
Didn't do
he didn't take it off.
He didn't do it.
didn't do it.
What?
See, and
That makes me wonder if he
is done.
if he's done in some ways.
Maybe-
as far as like physically showing up.
Right.
That makes me think that he was literally just a voice actor for this season.
I think he was.
He literally was just. There's no. You can't prove it any other way.
like he didn't
Right.
even act in there.
Right, 'cause
Yeah,
someone
he just
else
talked.
under it.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
body double.
I don't think it means
Yeah.
he's done. I just think it means that
He
was
might be done
booking-
physically.
It means
playing.
he's Din.
You might as well at that point if they're not taking your helmets off. Though I get it. Like, why would you act through it
It's
all if you're
sweaty in
never
there.
gonna see it?
And maybe that's why they half
Just
sidelined
for
him
voice
because there were
acting.
conflicts or he had an issue with it or whether you believe the theories or the rumors or not. Maybe he was
A
booked
rumor.
elsewhere, right? Wasn't he filming something else?
The Last of Us.
Maybe he
Yeah.
just couldn't
Yeah.
get there for the filming, and they're like, "It's okay, we'll just use your voice." And this
Yeah,
one's
but-
we're going to talk about Bo anyway.
That's
But
pretty weak.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Wasn't he also doing the unbearable weight of massive talent? Too?
I mean, maybe at the
That
very
was so
beginning.
hilarious.
That was a
That's a
1 year long production, right?
funny movie.
That movie is hilarious. Dan, you still haven't seen that. have
No,
you?
I
Yeah,
haven't
you
seen
need
it.
to see.
You need
that.
to see
It's
that.
Definitely
I
not.
know,
Okay,
I know.
caveat is not for kids. Okay?
It is not.
It is
Well,
not a kids movie.
yeah.
Do not watch it if you're a child. But it is funny if you are an
And
adult.
and you're saying Pedro Pascal was in that
And
movie.
Yes,
Pedro
that's
and
why
that
we're
came out in
making
the
it.
last year. So
Exactly.
it's hard to
With
keep
Nicolas
up with the production schedules and the rumors. I don't think Pedro Pascal actually wants to be off of Disney's payroll because do you imagine that check that he's cashing for using his voice? He doesn't even have to show up.
Yeah, but
why would you
but
want to
there's
leave that?
There
you
is a
know?
pay gap though with that, but I think it's because from what I've heard, that whole like situation that happened with Pedro in the first season, or people said it was the second season, but I think what actually happens is the first season they wanted to just pay him to be a voice actor
Oh.
Yeah.
and not take off his helmet. But the problem I think is that he would have been paid as a voice actor and not an actual
and
actor.
he was
Right.
actually
And
because of
into
like
acting.
because of like laws and
Yeah.
and what's the thing? People that group together and they form a faction and they
laws.
what's it called, Nick?
You're in one. No, you were.
No,
Oh,
no. When
unions.
unions.
Oh,
yeah.
Unions.
I don't know if it was a union thing, but
Unions.
Cult.
It's what brings
Cult.
us together
Pretty much.
today. Marriage.
Marriage.
No, yeah. So I think that's part of what happened there, and that's why they had
Yeah.
to show his face at the end so he could get that acting credit. And it also, for an actor, like who physically portrays roles, it kind of makes sense. You know, you want to be out there, you want to be known for this. I think Jon Favreau wanted it to be more like what we said last night, even about like Halo, where you never see his face, and
Yeah.
you can just put yourself in that character very easily.
But the problem is we've already seen his face in past seasons.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
And they're not sticking
that's what
with
I'm saying.
tradition
though.
on this one.
I don't think Jon Favreau wanted it that way.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
he wanted it the other way. And then that's when Pedro was like, "No, I need acting credit if I'm going to be in this. I want to be in it." Which makes sense. I can relate. I would say I would want to be that too. I
Yeah.
would want to be known for the Mandalorian.
Dude, if I was even involved in Star Wars, even if I was just a voice actor, I'd still be happy.
oh yeah, for
I'd
sure.
be like,
I mean,
dude, I was in
me-
Star
yeah.
Wars.
yeah, if it's me now, yes, of course. I'd just
I'd be like,
I
yeah,
do that.
well,
Just-
you're not
I-
going to get paid to be an actor. You're just a voice actor. All right, I'm in
Star
Star Wars.
Whatever.
it's
You
just
guys
a
are
weird
getting
time
paid?
we're living in though, because
Right.
like
Although it's
when
Disney
you-
Star Wars, and that's what really
Yeah.
gives me the.
what a weird show though, because like
Wars.
half of the first season there was no faces. Remember, it was just droids, prosthetics, and stuff
Right.
like that, puppets.
For
So-
most of this episode,
No, first
For the
season.
first season.
Oh,
Remember
first
that?
season.
They're like
Like half of the
directing,
first season.
and there's like no faces. You can't get real emotions. It's just like
well, a lot of the characters that showed up Like you mean him specifically? Because like even the first episode of the first season,
Yeah.
there was that goofy guy
Yeah.
that he was his bounty, I guess you could say. And then,
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
prosthetic.
but oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
it wasn't
no,
like
you're
an actor's
exactly right.
face. So when that's what I mean. The directors that were directing were like, it's so weird. Like you turn this way, he's got a helmet on. You turn this way, it's an alien creature. You turn this way, it's a puppet. You turn this way, it's a CG robot.
Muppet.
You know, so
Yeah.
but it's a weird time we're living in that
Be
he could
weird
be
to act
cast as the main
Right.
actor and not show his face. It's very weird.
And
Yeah.
just basically be a voice actor
Yeah.
for
It was kinda
a
weird that
live
even-
action for especially live action.
Yeah.
That's what's odd. Like usually voice acting is animated.
Yeah, exactly. So
But going
But-
back to not removing his helmet,
Yeah.
we did not. I think that's why a lot of people are unsatisfied with this episode because
Yeah.
we really did not get the Dinbo love connection that
No.
we wanted. Okay.
There was a little bit of
That
a
we
moment
needed.
with all three of them,
yeah,
but
agreed.
it wasn't what we wanted.
but it didn't. It was this,
the Taco Bell.
yeah.
It wasn't satisfying,
It was for what it was for
Right.
that moment.
but I wanted more.
But they could
More
have really.
satisfaction. I'm Italian.
He needs a little love in his life.
Right, Dan?
Right, Sam?
Right, Samuel?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Oh man,
No,
he's
but-
on the
Good-
run.
That's a good story you got to tell.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Maybe
We'll
not
do a
right now,
podcast
but-
with it.
Yeah, we'll do it. Not right now. But yeah.
It's just one of our funny stories we came up with.
It's hilarious.
We're
Oh, my
comedians.
goodness.
No, but I think we got
Weekends.
we got some pretty cool Dinbo.
Yeah,
In the sense in the space that they were in, right? They never
Right.
gave them the chance to shine intimately. You know what I mean? Heart to heart talk, other than the one on the ship
That was as close
Yeah.
as we
or
got.
the boat. That's as close. You know what I'm saying? Like we were hoping there maybe would be like, okay, we can decompress for like just a minute, just 1 minute of them talking like human to human, no stress. Congrats on reuniting Mandalore. Congrats on your, you know what I mean? I'm going back to Navarro now. If you need anything, call me.
right.
You know, they bump helmets or, you know what I'm saying? Or either
Need me, call
that's
me.
the extra minute or
No
two
matter
that
where
would have
you
been
are,
satisfying
no
for
matter
me.
How far?
Don't worry, baby.
Copyright
You know,
check.
but
Yeah, we
but I will say though that moment when the fire blew over them,
yes,
that's pretty cinematic special right there.
that was man.
Because that reminded me of
Grogu the Last Airbender.
Last Airbender.
Grogu's a
Didn't
G.
wasn't there something similar in Rebels with like Ezra?
Oh no,
or,
yeah, no, it was.
It was
It
Kanan.
was Kanan.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
Kanan.
Kanan
Right, he died, right?
holding the fire.
whoa,
back.
whoa!
I mean,
Dude, it's been out.
but that
We've
scene.
also
But there might be
we've-
some new Star Wars.
we've
fans.
also said this in a past
Yeah.
stream.
No, but I'm just saying that moment was reminiscent of other things that we've seen, and for them in that
Yeah.
moment, like you said, they were always under stress, like they're surviving and they're running, but they're communicating with each other.
Mhm.
Like it was nice that Den got away quickly, and she was able to still talk to him, right? Because we thought they wouldn't reunite till the end of the episode,
Right? Yeah.
So, but they were still kind of communicating. You're like, oh, you kind of forget that they have that communication device.
They're
It's
still
only
texting each other.
Yeah,
Right. We're still
Oh.
gonna ship that.
I thought I lost you.
They just can't say it over the intercom.
Right? Yeah.
You
They're
know,
texting in code.
they're texting in code.
Little Morse code action.
Whoa.
Everybody
Yeah,
knows
good
Morse
points though,
code.
Dan, for
They can't
sure.
use
Yeah,
that.
I'd say that was satisfying for me. It just didn't take it the all the way with like a hug or just some sort of embrace. I think that's all we needed, and we would have known. All right,
Yeah, like,
they're a
hey.
couple. But look at the power couple in that though, and it was like a nice little family. You know, that was
Nice
under that
little
Avatar
family.
air bubble.
Avatar
that
air
kept
bubble.
kept the flame. I've been watching that show.
Right,
And it really reminded me of that because that happens a lot.
Mhm.
But that was cool to see all three of them working together. That was a nice touch, which is like they were reading our minds in some ways. Because like I think a lot of the things we said in last night's stream in Mando Eve, we were like, all right, we have to. Din has to come back. Like he can't. You know, the only person that could possibly rescue him is Grogu. I think that's one of the things we said. Like that
Yeah.
would make sense.
And it
a
kinda
or
happened.
rescue
couple
himself.
times.
Yeah.
For the most part, he rescued himself, and that was
Which
some
I
of the best action and fighting in this entire series.
I
Yeah.
was extremely
Season.
happy about that.
Right.
Yeah, like that choreography, whoever did the choreography for him getting out of that was epic. I loved that choreography. Like all those like sweet tuck and roll moves that he was doing, and
Yeah.
like the kick the knee. That was pretty much
Sweep
what
the
it was.
leg.
Sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. That's a sweet
Yeah.
song.
It is.
That was awesome.
It was.
That
it
was
really,
awesome.
really
Mhm.
good.
And so that was one thing, Din I'd say Din and Bo in this were equals for the most part. She saved his life, but then, they were returning the favor back and forth. Plus, we got Grogu using the Force, keeping them all alive.
I say Grogu.
Like, it was a really good dynamic. And it just leaned into the fact that at the end, they should have all been together. That was like the thing. Like, it should be Grogu, Din, and Bo against the galaxy at that point.
Yep.
Maybe not against, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, but that's basically what we got.
It
You
was,
know-
but not.
Was it?
not-
But it was a snippet.
Was
not all the way.
It didn't keep going.
Yeah, okay,
It
I
just
guess I'm thinking like
said
in that
stop.
final battle with Moff Gideon. Who
Yeah,
was
I'm
the,
talking the final battle, but I'm saying at the very end
They
of the
needed to-
episode.
Okay, at the end of the
continue
episode.
that.
Yeah, right.
Like, hey,
right.
we're a good team. We
That's
should
what I
stick
100%
together.
agree. That's the extra 5 minutes of stuff
Yeah.
that would have really been sad. Like sink your teeth into that.
Yes.
Because
yes.
there's the family that we want in Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's the moment, and then it leads into the daddy son moment that we talk about later. But the three of them together embracing under the fire was really epic. Well, they weren't embracing; they were just like.
They were
it would have been better if
surviving.
they were.
Right.
But it was
Right.
weird because then all of a sudden, then Din and Grogu, it felt like the whole season, Bo was way up here, right?
Yeah.
And then at the very end, it's
yeah.
like she's way down here and they're up here.
That's
again.
what I'm saying. Like,
And,
it took
they never.
it took the whole season for you to figure out whose show it was.
Right. Yeah.
It was like, oh, suddenly now he's gonna start fighting back and not being a Denzel in distress.
He finally
Like, what in the
realized
world?
it was.
He's
his
like, oh
show.
yeah, oh this is my show. I gotta get going now.
yeah,
I was on break that whole time.
right. Let's
Yeah.
kick it into overdrive.
it
And
was just
break
silly.
everybody's knee, and let's have them fight literally every guard. In
Right.
in that place. That was so funny.
Yeah, it was a delicate balance though, because she had her chance to lead her Mandalorians, the
Right.
Night Owls and the Watch,
That was
with
a cool
the dark
fight.
saber.
It
Are you
was a
kidding
cool
me?
fight.
That
an
was
epic fight.
they put some time and thought into that battle.
Yeah.
And the armorer showed up.
And the armor.
And the armor wasn't a spy.
wasn't
Yeah,
a
what?
spy.
Yeah,
There
no,
was
where
no
the
other spy, and we
Yeah.
were like freaking
Yeah.
out about the spy situation
Yeah.
all week
And there
long,
wasn't.
and there was no spy. And
Yeah.
that's what I kept thinking. I was in some ways I didn't say that, but I still got it wrong because I thought it was the armor.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it was like all of our theories are going to be
Way better than what
way
we
better
get.
than what we get.
Well, I mean, you almost did call it. You're like, I don't think they're smart enough to do that,
I did,
and they weren't.
in
They
some
do
ways
be dumb.
Yeah.
they just didn't take that risk.
That's
They played a lot
that's
of
my
things
biggest.
safe.
That's my biggest complaint about this episode.
Yep.
There was nothing that was like, oh yeah,
They
that
were-
was cool, or that was really stupid.
They risked all the wrong things.
Yeah. They did that in episode 6 though, and it was really stupid.
Yeah.
They took.
Where
all
was
the
that
risk.
droid running to in episode 6?
Which droid?
The
Which
one that
one?
was trying to get away
Oh,
from
the one that shouldn't be able to run like that.
Yeah.
like a track
The
star.
I was thinking
superhuman
about
runner.
that, and I was
What
like,
the
where's
heck,
he
dude?
going?
Yeah,
We got.
we don't know.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
that's a side tangent.
That's
got
what.
you
That's
saying
where the
bolt
show
out
goes
here,
really
dude.
bad.
Yeah, but we're touching on some pros though right
Yeah.
now. Though the action was solid, man. I think we need to really
100.
acknowledge the fact
One
that,
Hondo.
that whoever was who was in the suit, it's Brendan Wayne, and who's the other actor? I know there's another one that does a lot of the physical work
Bruce
for-
Wayne.
Well, but we did predict
Bruce
last night that there were like what would be satisfying for us
Yes,
is
yeah,
if
I was
Din
going
just
there, but keep going.
wrecked
Thank you.
shop.
Yeah, you did.
And then like boom, they jump into it and we're like, oh, here we are. He's getting dragged away. Oh no, he's fighting.
Oh yeah. I thought
Yes.
someone was coming to save him. Like
Yeah.
he was gonna
Yep.
get tortured a little,
Yeah.
Tortured,
beat
yeah.
up,
And the helmet, we thought the helmet was going to come off there.
maybe
Yeah.
waterboarding.
Mhm.
Again,
Yeah.
arguably more interesting. In some
Matt likes
ways.
torture.
But then the way
all
that he was
about
able to just beat up on some fools was very
It was
satisfying.
That
'Cause
part was satisfying.
Well, but,
But,
then,
then he fights
Sorry, yeah, go
Moff Gideon,
Yeah.
and he's like a punk.
He kind of
He's
got
like,
punked. Yeah.
dude, what are you doing?
But he was also pretty powerful in his like exosuit.
I
and
guess.
everything.
And Din had already fought all of the guards in
Right,
the
he-
red shield
he was
area.
tired.
that's true.
Come on,
That's a good
expending
point.
energy
And
doesn't do the same
obviously,
thing in the Star
Bo-Katan
Wars
couldn't do
universe.
anything herself. They needed both of them to take him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So
think
I
about the
appreciate that.
Technically, they needed axe wolves to take him out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
I
about the timeline
appreciate-
though.
Also
Yeah.
not a spy.
that's
If you jump into battle,
yeah. Also not a spy.
the battle
Like my
started
sponsor.
when they survived getting that monster killing them. They
Yeah.
ran down into that tunnel. Like 5 minutes later, here comes all of the
hmm
dark. What are they called? Death
Everybody.
troopers or whatever.
Dark troopers.
Dark
Are-
troopers.
Are they dark troopers? Yeah. They're
Yeah.
dark
And
troopers.
then that battle finishes. They run through the corridor. He fights against a couple more guards, gets taken into submission. He has like 5 minutes to breathe while he's getting a lecture from Moff Gideon at the end of the last episode. He gets dragged away. He's fighting again. He's fighting again. It's just like, if that time, how was it? Like 3 hours of solid battle?
You'd be tired.
And he's been torched. He's been punched. He's been kicked. Just keeps getting back up.
Well, the crazy thing too is like he was being dragged away for a while, apparently for a long enough of Paz to be killed. Because
true.
If he would have done that a little sooner, he might have been able to help Paz out.
Yep.
But also, how did Grogu get there?
Yeah, people are asking in the chat, who was not watching Grogu?
Right.
Yeah, snuck away.
That was
how did he sneak away?
He's a ninja, bro.
Because the
He
Praetorian
used
guards
the Force to find him. I would say.
That's again been one of my biggest qualms with
questions.
this entire season is they want to just, you got to turn off your brain in some ways, but Star Wars has never really been that way. Star Wars, well, in some ways it has, but they usually take the time to explain things. I'd say, like, George Lucas always made sure that things were explained enough that you weren't questioning everything. You know, like, how did this happen? And all it takes is like a one-off scene, or in the battle or whatever. You just show a quick snippet of somebody walking off. I mean, that stuff you could film after the fact too. You know, even after you got it together, like, oh shoot, we didn't really explain that very well. I think it feels lazy in some ways to me that they don't explain it in a way that's satisfying.
And especially in this episode, it felt super rushed.
Yeah.
Like
we gotta get to
bizarre.
This. Yeah.
That's
Like
bizarre.
we got to end this because Ahsoka's coming up.
I think they
Even though
filmed
it's
it. I
a few
think they
months
filmed all that stuff. I think they filmed extra takes, maybe with Din and Bo together.
Maybe.
I feel like they I don't think they writing the story didn't have that. I just think in the edit, like, we don't have time for that. Let it go. They just kept trimming and kept trimming.
Yeah, but then you get episodes like episode 6. And
Yeah.
you're like, why didn't you trim that? I think it's because it was a different
episode
director,
3.
and they didn't want to step on like other directors' toes and their creative thoughts on things and stuff like that.
How long was that episode?
Episode 6?
Was that longer than this
6, I'm
episode?
pretty sure
Yeah.
it was longer than
Oh,
this
man.
episode.
See, that's
Like-
ridiculous.
That's painful.
Yeah.
And also, it was Lateef Crowder that was the other stunt double for Din.
Oh, nice,
Lateef.
Lateef Crowder.
Yeah.
Yep, that's awesome. I wonder. Yeah, I want to know almost in some ways who did like the action sequences and who does. I think Brendan. They both do, right? Because they're both stunt doubles.
Yeah, and
so.
Lateef is Jane Doe said specifically a martial artist.
Okay, so he definitely
martial
was,
arts specialist.
So he was definitely doing those moves then.
So
like me.
they were tag teaming, right? Like,
Wow,
Matt's talking himself up over there.
me.
Yeah, so like me. Look
They
at
were
his
tag
chiseled-
teaming, right? Like the
chiseled
first
jawline.
hour, like Brendan Wayne did all the fighting, and then he just tagged out.
Yeah, and then he's
Lateef
like,
jumps in. He's like,
I'm winded.
I need you to take on Moff for this part. Give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, give me 5 minutes. I think I broke my back.
Yeah,
Finish him off.
I've fallen
Come
so
back
many
in the ship and
times.
finish him off.
I've done so many barrel rolls.
Yeah.
There was a lot of rolling around,
Yeah.
but it was
Okay,
awesome.
can we get, speaking of ships, Matt, over there,
Oh,
can we get to that part with Axe Woves in the ship?
yeah.
Why
part?
in the world did he have to ride the ship down?
Because
All the way
he
down.
wanted to ride
Yeah.
down so he didn't have to jetpack all the way down
I
to
get
the
that,
surface.
but like, it
Come
was
on
just
now.
kind of goofy.
Yeah,
He's
you're
like,
right.
oh, everybody get out of here. I'm going to stay with the ship because reasons.
Yeah.
we thought maybe he was.
It's like, okay,
Get
why? I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to show up at the last second and jump out. All right.
Yeah.
Was this the plan the whole time,
It
or did
seem-
you just make it up as you went?
Well, it was funny because it was almost like they were playing it like he was going down with the ship. So you're
Right.
like, oh, that sucks
Yeah.
in some ways. And
Yeah.
obviously
And
he's not a
maybe he
spy.
wrote-
Is he?
Is
if you
it?
think about it though, maybe he rode the ship down because he wanted to steer it to
He
where
just wanted-
he
yeah.
planned it. He planned it, assuming he planned it. He wrote it down,
That makes sense.
but he needed to warn him, and he wouldn't have beat the ship down flying, so he had to ride with it down to be able to get into conversation with
Yeah.
him
That's a good point.
to tell
True,
him to warn
true.
him.
Like,
If
to
you
be
think
like,
about it,
yo,
Maybe.
I'm here, and the ship
then
is
jump-
here, and it's
jump
going to
out.
explode everything. Get out of there.
We're going to die.
We're all going to die.
Also, where'd all the interceptors go?
That's a great
Yeah.
question.
Did they just leave afterwards? They were like,
yes,
that
well,
They didn't even show him.
They didn't even show it.
They
That's
literally
another thing.
yeah.
they only showed one blowing up. Like,
Oh my
yeah, right?
goodness.
It's like,
Wow.
Did he
Wow.
take them
What?
all out
Right?
before he like went back
I
into the
can't
planet?
imagine,
yeah.
but
He must have.
because what was
That
there,
is a
10,
huge
15 of
like
them?
miss right there.
There was more than 50. There was like 30 of them.
yeah, they
there
showed
was,
way more.
like-
We thought there was like 6.
Like 8. Yeah,
There was
6
prob-
or 8.
I think there was like I think there was like 12 of them.
They
Yeah.
just multiplied.
And then suddenly there's a whole hive of them, and we're like, Where'd these come from?
And the funniest thing, though, when we were watching in some ways, was how they were deploying. We just all thought, what if one of those, instead of like dropping and flying, this was just like,
Right. Oh my gosh.
that would have been so funny.
That's
Oh,
funny.
man, that would have been hilarious.
Is it lagging?
So,
Yeah, it's buffering.
sorry, we're having a little bit of
Buffering.
technical difficulties. You might be experiencing either some lagging.
I think
or-
we're good.
or
It,
some
it was
jumping.
down for just a half second, but we're good.
Honestly, yeah, I
Yeah,
think
alright,
it's just
back.
there's so many people watching that it just slogs it up.
It slogs
that
it up.
can't be. it,
Stop
because
watching.
people have
No,
No.
don't say
lives.
that.
Hey man, I
Yeah.
told you. I gotta keep
people in the
people
comments
on the
have,
level.
we'll get to the chat here in a minute. Everybody's doing a great job
Yeah.
of filling in our questions for us, and it's really good to see some of this stuff. So, but that X-Wolf thing, people thought he should have died, maybe.
Yeah. It
I
just
think it made sense that he didn't for
Yeah.
the fact that he has a jetpack and you can survive in
Right.
space and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah,
There
that was another
There
one.
really was no point in him dying, really.
Yeah, there wasn't.
but
yeah.
there was.
Unless it was emotional weight again. Somebody on
Yeah,
the,
but-
the watch
yeah.
They already
dies.
got
Now
that
somebody
with
on
Vizsla.
Bo's
Yeah.
side dies. You know?
Paz already died, so we're good.
Which still feels kind of
Check.
unnecessary, to be honest. I'm still feeling
He could have
like,
lived. He could have taken out the Praetorians
I-
easily.
well, I mean, Din was fighting him all right, only for a sec actually. You know,
Yeah.
he didn't do very good either.
yeah.
Well, his problem, he didn't have the sword or any.
He didn't
like-
have a sword.
Yeah, he had like nothing.
Did you guys? Were you guys disappointed? John Pope's asking if we didn't get a proper space battle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
we
with
got
the whole
a-
TIE fighter,
We got a
thing,
snippet of it,
Yeah,
but it was great.
It looked solid.
Yeah,
it looked
it
really
looked
good.
solid.
Yeah, it's just interesting that all the reinforcements didn't even. None of the ships went off to fight to
No,
help him out.
they just
even.
went down to the planet surface.
Well,
They
and that,
just went to drop all the reinforcements. I get it, but like maybe one or two could hang out and at least help defend the light cruiser
Yeah.
since he was by himself.
Right.
and that's a valuable ship.
I would
It
think
is.
so.
And it still seems like how good he was doing in that ship alone. If he would have had some like Mandalorian
just a
ships,
few, yeah.
those other ones
Starships,
with
yeah.
them, I feel like they could have taken them out by themselves.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been a problem, and they could have possibly saved the light cruiser.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
That was definitely a big miss right there.
It was a-
Like, where did they
yeah.
go? What happened? Like,
Yeah.
why didn't they come back to the planet and just bomb the heck
It's
out of them all?
quite peculiar.
And Dark Lord,
Peculiar.
I didn't pronounce that right.
Peculiar.
and Dark Lord agreed with us.
Peculiar.
English is hard.
Sorry, go ahead, Dan.
Agreed with us that he thought that he was going to call Moff Gideon when he got alone on
Yeah.
the ship.
That's
Yeah,
what we were
that-
thinking too, and it
we
never
were.
happened.
Yo,
he
bro,
just
what's
looked like
up?
he was
What's good?
constipated in his
Yeah, he was
toilet
like-
seat. He's like,
It's like, no, this is the worst time to have to go to the bathroom.
he's like, autocannons fire.
Yeah.
They paused for a commercial break.
Right? He's like,
Do you
I need
have an
X-Lax.
overactive bladder?
Yeah, right.
I'm just the guy who
Man,
was
Charmin.
whoever Axe Wolves' actor is. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like every scene that he was in, he didn't have a lot to do, but in this one he had a little bit more. I like his voice, the way
Yeah,
he
his
inflects
voice.
as a commanding Mandalorian.
Gravitas, I think.
Yeah.
Is the word.
Gravitas is the word. He seems like a legit
Gravitas.
actor. I don't know what else he's in. He's probably in something else everybody else has watched, but then I
Yeah.
haven't. But he seems like a legit actor,
Yeah.
and he brought weight to the scenes that he was in.
Well, and he had that chant at the end, and I think
Yeah.
anybody else doing that chant would not have been nearly as
Yes.
epic as
You're
him
correct.
yelling that chant.
I
That
think
was
the
awesome.
only other option would have been Paz Vizsla, but he died. So.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't think his jetpack could have made it to outer atmosphere.
That's also true.
they never really.
Been like, oh, I ran out of
they
fuel
never
again."
gave us any closure
dang
on
it.
that.
On
Somebody
Paz
said-
at all. No.
Somebody said justice
Yeah,
for Paz.
Yeah.
Like, you think they could have mentioned that in the dipping in the waters?
There was
with,
a comment in there up above that
I
said
think-
something about that they had like a funeral type thing for Quill,
Queel
and not
at the
and
end.
not
Yeah.
Paz.
and he did nothing with Paz.
And no one asked about Paz
Yeah,
either.
no, and,
No.
and they showed Ragnar at the end there
That's
too.
what
Yeah.
I mean. They never. They could have said in honor of your
late
father.
foundling father
Yeah.
Paz.
What a way.
Ragnar, we're going to refinish this. You know, all he wanted to. I don't know. They could have said something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they kind
that-
of left that out there. I didn't even think about that. But
Right.
poor
They left
Paz,
a lot out.
he just got annihilated.
I wonder if that's a sign.
And
Yeah. They're like, yeah,
I will-
you're going to leave.
No.
Well, whatever, dude.
No,
You're
I was,
out.
yeah,
See ya.
it's like because John Favreau's out and Disney's like, well, we're just gonna treat your character like garbage then.
Right.
Favreau's not out. I just think he wanted. I think he was tired of writing his own character. He's like, I'm out. I think he just wanted out as far as like keeping up
I
with
think
another
in
character.
some ways he wanted some emotional weight, but if you're gonna do the emotional weight, follow up on
There's
it.
got to be some closure.
Yeah.
there.
Right.
I think there's other snes that they filmed.
Maybe
that they
he's not
didn't
dead.
bring in.
Well, and like, why make it so
Deleted
short?
scenes.
That's the
Right.
thing. Like, why if you film that, why cut that out?
Right.
Or did they
Right.
just not think of it?
Or give us some deleted scenes in
How
the
could you not
extra
think
bonus
of it?
features of The Mandalorian. Just give us some
Yeah.
deleted scenes.
Or give us an end credit scene.
If
End credit scene would have
if-
been nice.
if just
Completely missing.
Star Wars fans are thinking, how can they not think of it?
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, no, that's
Something
what I'm
so
saying.
Simple
Like,
and obvious.
I think they just didn't do it.
Or
Yeah.
didn't want to take the
They just
time
yeah,
to do
they
it.
were like, yeah, what a waste of time.
It's
We're
just
not
la-
doing
it's,
this.
it feels like laziness.
It's lazy writing.
Or was it
Yeah.
just they're burned out because of all the drama behind the scenes, so they just needed an easy
but
season?
it's taken 2 years. They've had
ruined
2
Star Wars?
years. How are they burnt out? Like
They've had a good yeah, it's an all-encompassing story, and this one's like it's full of holes everywhere, and there's leaks.
Yeah, it's like a
And they're forgetting
shower
stuff.
head.
Like they,
Yeah.
they really need the common sense department for Star Wars, for
Yeah.
Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm needs a common sense department.
Well, that's what you're here for.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We are the
Seriously,
common sense
Lucasfilm,
department.
if you're out there listening,
Smack you up.
we will be your common sense department.
Then
We'll be
again,
like, that makes no sense. Well,
That's
how
up
did
to
they get
them.
from point A to point B? Oh, we don't have time to deal with that. People don't care.
You don't even have
We
to pay
care.
us that
And
much.
be like, okay, we'll make our own episode, and you make yours, and see who likes which one better.
Yeah,
Right,
seriously.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Son.
But yeah, there was no end credit scene,
Yeah.
and I
Here's
was
another
like,
thing. What?
dude, where are they going? What are they doing? Yeah, okay, he's gonna go work for the New Republic, but like, you can only do that for so long, and then the season's just gonna be redundant after a certain point. You're like, oh look, we're on to another Imperial remnant horde that we got to kill. What's after this? Oh, there's another one. Oh, cool. I'm going to do this until I die, aren't I? Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen.
It really feels like this entire season.
We're going
was-
back to Mandalore? No. Are we going to see Bo-Katan again? No. We're just going to go hunt down Imperial remnants. And that's your legacy. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, it just feels like this season in a lot of ways. Like the ending of the season almost it almost made me feel uneasy in some ways. Like that sounds weird, but it almost feels like this entire season was just like a step out of the path that is like Din Djarin.
Yeah,
you know
what
and
I
the
think
season.
happened too is, like I said last night, Disney got their grubby little hands
I
in
think
it,
that's part of it.
and now they have no idea where they're going.
Well, I
And
think
there's no through line,
Well,
so they're literally just gonna everywhere and everything all at once.
my theory is that I think Disney, because what we saw at Star Wars Celebration, is for the first time they actually do have somewhere that they're going. They have this giant timeline with 50 properties that they're trying to connect now.
yeah, if they
Whereas
don't
the
sabotage every single one of them before it gets made,
Yeah.
like they've already done. with half
Agreed.
of them.
Agreed. But I'm just saying the first two episodes were seasons were standalone. You can write whatever you want because it's never connecting to anything.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
And then
it was
all of a
still
sudden-
connecting to a lot of
It was
things.
connecting to big picture stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
it connected quite well. I'd say the first two seasons connected quite well. Sorry, we're playing devil's advocate for you, Dan.
I'm saying, look at the timeline. They got like 50
Consult the
shows, movies now. So now everything has to work toward that goal, that
Yeah.
final movie that they're working toward, the Ahsoka show, blah, blah, blah. So they have to weave in now. It's not just Mandalorian show anymore. Sorry. This is the Disney Mando Filoni verse, which we have always actually wanted. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I think Mando took a little bit of a dip because he had to serve the greater universe now. He couldn't just be his own thing, which is a miss. It's obviously a mistake.
Right, they just didn't handle it the right way.
But they
too.
didn't know how to handle it because they're trying to build on something that was already great. And they dumped all this extra stuff on there. And they're like, oh, well, that's actually going to connect to Ahsoka. You'll see. Or that's going to connect to, what's the other?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Or that's going to connect to the one with the kids.
Skeleton
Skeleton
Crew.
Crew, you know, and that's going to connect to the movie down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're trying
Well,
to build
they
all
were
this
gonna do
stuff.
Rangers of the Republic.
Rangers of
but
the
then
Republic, that got sidelined. So they brought in some of that, right?
It's not shelved. It's not shelved.
It's not shelved. Yeah. that
So
was-
anyway, I
that's
think
so
that's
awkward.
part of honestly what the thing is here, and that's not that they didn't know where they were going; it's that they think they know where they're going now, but they don't.
They
Yeah,
don't.
and that it just there's so many holes to fill
Yeah.
in all of that they forget to step back and look at the big picture from the viewer's point of view, not just
Well,
what
and
they
that's-
know is going to happen.
It makes me super worried for season 4
It-
because I think they're gonna botch it up, and then they're gonna be at a point of no return. They're gonna do something, and nobody's gonna like it.
yeah, that's what kind of makes me feel uneasy in some ways, is because really
Yeah.
it could go either way. In some ways, the way they ended it is almost like they're trying to get back to what made the Mandalorian great in the first place was just Din and Grogu on adventures. And that's what they kept like hammering in at the end. They were like, in between adventures, and stuff like that. They're like, we need adventures. We need this. We need that. Adventures.
Yeah.
Just you and Grogu. Like the armor said it. And then it was also like he said that to Carson Teva. And then at the end, Grief Karga said, in between adventures. Like, so they're setting up just the two of them in a lot of ways. So that makes me feel good. But then at the same point, the way they ended this season at like total neutral.
Yeah.
We're like.
They didn't choose a side.
So we don't.
They just went right down the middle.
Yeah, it's like they literally could go anywhere that they want to from here, which is good and bad. Just didn't really, I don't know, didn't really feel like it set much up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hunter Davis said, oh, sorry, Matt.
No,
Go ahead.
Said it has more holes than Jack Sparrow's ship.
And it's sinking
It
10 times
does.
faster.
Stop blowing holes in my ship.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Matt?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, where was the mythosaur? Why didn't it show up?
They showed it.
Yeah, but that's not
Yeah,
enough.
It
but
was
like,
weak sauce.
they've
It's
been-
not
snooze.
satisfying.
They've been hinting it all season, and then they just show.
could you imagine
seconds?
if it just
Yeah.
jumps out of the planet, like while they're fighting, or like and in that
I was.
Yeah.
where the base was,
Right.
and it just shows up, and you're like, this is amazing.
How much more Yeah.
I think
They
we
don't
should
do
have had an 80s music start rolling in as he's getting dipped in the waters.
Yep.
And then da 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 da.
And then it
some
just
like
pops
synth,
its
and then
head
it just
out.
pops out,
Yeah.
and then it freeze frames at the mythosaur, and everybody's
Winking.
like, no, everybody's like jumping back, and the mythosaur's jumping out trying to eat Ragnar, and then it plays out with
Wait,
like a
what?
Yeah.
like a funny end, like
literally-
80s style,
Yeah.
like they're all in the air, freeze framed, and they're
Right.
like,
Oh my gosh.
Ragnar played by
Yeah.
Right.
That's like 80s.
That's what I'm saying. And it ends with the mythosaur making his appearance.
Oh man.
Turns into a
I
comedy.
think
Turns
rather
into a
than
comedy, yeah.
crashing the ship down on
Yes.
Yeah.
Moff Gideon,
Yeah.
Do it,
Mythosaur should have flown up.
That's what I
and
thought.
Ate him
Yes.
from underneath.
That way we would have known he's actually dead.
Yeah, but you know what it means. That
Well, oh, yeah.
go ahead, Matt.
No, you were saying that way you know he's actually dead, but people have survived in animal stomachs.
That
in
is true. Ragnar, we're looking at you.
Ragnar.
He's invincible.
Ragnar's like, been there, done that.
Yeah.
He's
Weak sauce,
Weak sauce.
just like this
Yeah,
season.
That's the funny thing. Again, I think that's why somehow we feel almost unsatisfied because a lot of our theories and ideas, like I said yesterday, are better than what we got.
Yeah.
Not that it's
This
bad.
close to
They just played it
greatness.
super safe, but also not interesting. Not as interesting as it could have been.
Yeah.
That's part of what it feels like. Because I agree. I think Grogu, Mythosaur, Bo, Din, all of them like need the Mythosaur to like take out. And then that I felt like that would have really launched the new age
Mm-hmm.
of the Mandalorians. Like you almost needed that almost that's almost like spiritual, but also like a sign,
Yeah.
a spiritual sign
Like
that
the new Mandalorian's back.
the Mandalorians
Yeah.
are back, and that's like what's been written in the songs. So that was a huge miss. They showed him, him, whatever the Mythosaur, but what a weak sauce way to show him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In some ways, it was still
It's
Grogu.
like, oh,
and the
Grogu
Mythosaur.
sensed him. but
Yeah,
it's
that
like,
that connection was
So?
cool. I feel like
It was
Yeah.
cool, but it
In
was
a
just
sense,
like
but it wasn't enough.
you should have done that like 20 minutes earlier and
Yeah.
had that like Grogu sense him and then help him out.
Well, it's another sign where like they baited us with something that we're like, that's gonna be an epic moment, and then they
And just
and
never
then they
deliver.
neutralized it,
Yep.
and then they're like, that's gonna be an epic moment. Bodin kissing, neutralized, and then they're like, Mythosaur neutralized. Gideon's gonna die a fiery death. Maybe neutralized,
yeah.
Oh, clones maybe popping out, I mean, all the through lines, the spy showing Thrawn at the ending, we wanted all this because of course we want all of that,
Right.
But they kind of did in some ways neutralize it. Now I was still satisfied, but because
It's
I'm-
getting harder and harder to be satisfied though.
All right.
isn't
You keep making these points, and I don't think I want to go back to Taco Bell.
right?
it? Wow.
No, I know.
Full circle.
I appreciate what they did because I know that making these things is absolutely insanely difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
We do have
But
to say that, yeah, for sure.
it's
It's not
not-
easy at
It's
all.
not easy to do, but there's but this is the first sign where there's like rumblings of something. Why did everything have to end up so like
Neutral.
children's show neutral?
Like
Yeah.
milk toast.
Like almost it would have been better if not really, but Bo and Din were like, one of them's gonna die. Like yesterday, 90% of the people in the chat, including us, were like, one of them's dying. Who's dying?
Even in
it's gonna be heavy.
Even
we're
in
mad
this
that
episode, I was considering
Maybe
Din was
Bo.
gonna die.
Yeah, or
No,
Din.
yeah.
yeah, we thought
Just
Din was
because
gonna
of
die.
how
Yep.
he was around Grogu there.
Yeah.
But we did get some emotional weight. Like they leaned into that. Like we're like, oh snap, Din's gonna die. Or Bo, when the Darksaber got smashed, we got to talk about that.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
You thought she was gonna. I
No
thought
more
she.
dark.
This might be the end of her right here.
Right.
And then when Grogu disappeared in the room with the Praetorian
Yeah.
guards, we're like, Grogu's
happening?
gonna eat it.
Right.
And then Din was about to die 7 times. He's like Rocky though. He just always
Yeah,
bounces
he
back.
is. He's like Obi-Wan. That was like the best thing of Obi-Wan, or
Yes.
the strongest point of Obi-Wan was the fact that he could get knocked down so many times, but it didn't matter what. He always stayed good, and he always got up and fought for good every time. That's what made Obi-Wan such a good character.
Fight for good.
Except for not in the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah, that
They ruined
Oh, don't talk about it.
Sorry, that makes you want to throw up.
bad
But-
taste. That's like a bad
But
Taco
it was-
Bell experience.
It's funny though, because then it was like, yeah, they played into all of our speculations for the fact that like we thought, oh, maybe that's gonna die. Oh, they're okay. No, none of them died.
Okay, cool. What are we
The
doing?
plot armor is thick in this
Yep.
world.
Maybe all 3 of them are gonna die. When
Force
they're
is
in
strong
the
with
fire.
these ones.
Right. I don't know. But that's kind of again what makes it's unsatisfying in some ways. It just doesn't play it very interesting. Yeah. And we lost the Darksaber.
Well, we did. Yeah.
We got
So who
There's
rules
still
Mandalore?
Kyber
How does
Crystal,
that?
though.
How does that work?
I think that's what he made the point, right? He said, "You guys are nothing without your trinkets."
yeah.
And it's that was maybe the lesson of this whole show. Like,
Kinda
who
was.
is Din without all of his weapons? Who is Bo without her Darksaber?
Well,
Yeah, but they fight
that's-
better together.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's
That's what
where
she said.
that's
That's
why for
where-
me it was satisfying in the end battle because the
Yeah.
3 of them were on that platform fighting for their lives, helping each other. It was like almost, Marvel-esque with the 3 heroes,
Right.
weaving in and out,
Like when the
saving each other,
Avengers
the
came
Avengers.
together
No, it
for the
was-
first time.
The
Yeah.
end
was
fight
cool.
was satisfying until how they killed.
You didn't
Moff
like that.
Gideon.
Yeah,
Nobody's really ever gone.
Like I want to know he's dead.
Yeah.
I
I want
wanted
to
to
see his
see-
burning carcass.
I wanted to see the Darksaber through his chest.
Yeah. See him pass through.
Oh, well, too soon?
yeah.
Too soon?
You wanna
Justice
see him
for
Reva.
Paz, man.
Yeah. But no, dead Reva.
Dead Rivas, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. But is he just gonna show up as like another
Right.
like, Saturday morning?
morning?
Is there another clone out there somewhere? Like,
That
does he have a
too.
bunch more?
Also, yeah, like he had what 10? No, maybe
I don't know.
15.
Those are
And
the
that-
only clones he's got?
Yeah, like
really?
four
Like he literally made
sensitive
16.
clones of
Put them
himself.
all there, and gave him a specific button on a control panel
Yeah.
that could destroy them all within the matter of 10 seconds,
Yeah, that he can
and
figure
then
it out.
it's all
Yeah.
of them.
Also, yeah, totally saw that jump scare coming with
Yeah,
the
we
eyeballs.
did.
I'm like,
A mile
that
away.
really, guys?
That's
gonna open his
You're
eyes.
going to
Some
play
people
into a
said-
horror trope right now?
Some people said in the chat that the actual Gideon that died was a clone.
It could.
Uh,
You never know, dude. Like, honestly, is that what they're going to do with this show?
Yeah,
He's just gonna be the big bad
Gideon
the
was
whole
never
time?
There.
It's like,
Moff-
oh, wow, I've killed you at least 5 times. This has got to be the real one now.
So
They're
the,
popping up like daisies.
Like daisies!
I want
Dude, it's going to get old so quick.
That's the problem. Like,
Just stop.
so that's the problem with me. Even in Moff Gideon with this ending, he just like I liked Moff Gideon in season 1 and season 2, but he's just like the wart that won't go away.
Yeah.
in some ways.
Like, he just keeps popping up.
Well, we
Like,
didn't
he-
get any backstory to further his lore. We
exactly.
wanted
That's the-
maybe
they didn't say
maybe
anything
he's-
about his background. Yeah,
maybe he's a
Right.
Mandalorian. That's what I'm saying. But that kind of stuff we should have got earlier in the season if they were going to do it.
yeah. like-
Another neutral, right? He's just the same villain. He's got clones now because that's kind of what the Star Wars universe is all about. And but they can play it like he's not dead, and he's not dead. I think he's for sure coming back
yeah.
in
Do you
season
guys think?
4.
I think he's coming back too. I don't think he's dead.
They're going to beat a dead horse.
Or
my
they can play it,
percentage of whether he's coming back or not is higher than
yeah.
not.
Yeah,
coming back.
exactly.
Honestly, I wouldn't.
What's
be
the
surprised.
chat think? Let us know in the chat. Do you think he's dead or do you think he's still alive? Let us know.
I think
Yeah.
I'm at
V-
like a 75.
V's
25.
stuff and things says Gideon always comes back.
Yeah.
This comes back.
See,
That's the.
I'm
problem.
worried at that point because it's just going to get
If they
old.
bring him
people
back-
are going to get burnt out and be like, okay, this show sucks now. Like, get another villain.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing, though.
if
What if
Thrawn-
Thrawn shows up in Ahsoka, Could there be a tie-in? Would that be more satisfying if Gideon all of a sudden became tied in with Thrawn?
And that would make it definitely a lot more
Right.
interesting. But the problem is at this point, I'm just like seeing Gideon again. In any regard now is going to feel
It's going to be like, oh, look, there's a clone. Yeah, I didn't see this
If he
coming at all.
they're gonna have to make
What
it
a
so
twist.
they're gonna have to give his character some depth because we have zero depth for this character.
Yeah.
And that's what's making it so unsatisfying. That's
Yeah.
why Thanos was
static.
such an interesting villain, and why they played it so well is because he had dynamic. He had a background. You understood where he
Exactly.
was coming from.
Yeah.
You were like almost rooting for him in a weird way. You weren't, but he was relatable.
Mhm.
And that was the thing with Moff Gideon. He is not relatable at all. He's just like the Saturday morning like villain of the week,
Yeah.
but he just won't go away. And they
Half of
never-
the people in
yeah.
the chat, well, no, more than half say they want him to be dead,
Yeah.
but a good amount are saying
outta here.
Gideon will come back because Disney's stupid, says if he's stuffing things. Kazikoto
Yeah.
says just let Moff die and have Thrawn as big bad trying to take back Mandalore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sergeant Sarcasm, I think he's still alive because of Disney. Art Wolf, dead Moff. Takaniable says he thinks he's dead. He might be dead because how would he literally get out of there? Yes, he got torched, but
He had a
then like,
jetpack.
Yeah.
what does he have any ships? I guess one of those TIE things could have come back and got him.
Yeah.
And all
That
the
would
chaos.
explain where the
Yeah.
interceptors
Well,
went.
and we've established that like Mandalorian jetpacks can break
Yeah.
out of atmosphere.
yeah.
Yeah, right. Hunter Davis.
So, yeah, he could just be gone.
yeah.
And that was
total Disney
flames.
move.
Like the
Yeah.
flames could have like started to overtake him, and then he shot out through the jet with his jetpack.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
just
Yep.
blasted right out of there.
Yep.
And then TIE fighter or whatever.
I think it
So
was an intentional Disney neutral.
It
because
was.
they're like, we're not going to commit to killing him.
They
We're
just
not going to
can't
commit to showing
They
you
can't
he's
kill
alive.
people on screen.
They can't
They
commit.
can't do it.
Yeah.
Unless it's a robot.
Well, and that's the
That's why Infinity
pass.
War was so good. Let's
Yes.
jump because
Yeah.
we're like, they're dead. Oh my goodness.
Right.
And then they left it for like a
Yeah.
year and you're
well, we knew they weren't all like
Well,
dead. Although they
we
did.
didn't know how they were going
They did
I didn't know.
actually.
Honestly,
dead.
Yeah.
I
One
thought it
character.
would have been a great ending at that point.
Me too.
And then they
Kill
were like, "Oh, let's go
everyone.
back in time and do this thing." And I was like, "Yeah, but
And
then
then
the
kill off
sacrifice
Iron
doesn't mean
Man.
anything."
Infinity War was probably the best of like almost the entire.
Dude, I remember
Marvel.
watching that in the theater,
Freaked
and I was
out.
just like,
Freaked out.
"They actually did that."
Yeah.
I was actually very impressed.
Me
I
too,
wasn't
100%.
even mad. I was impressed. I was floored.
Me too.
I was like, "They actually killed off superheroes? Like, this is amazing." And then they're like, "Oh yeah, now we're gonna go back in time and save them all again." And I'm like, I mean, okay.
But
It was
they
it was
stuck the
pretty
landing, though,
cool.
for the most part.
Yeah, it was pretty
For the
cool.
most part. It was cool because we finally got Cap to say Avengers Assemble.
Assemble.
That
You
was
wanted
my,
to see
like,
that
favorite
moment.
part.
Well,
We
and
got
yeah,
him
but
wielding
then
That
There's-
and picking up Thor's
Yes,
hammer.
that was
So
awesome.
I'm gonna
Stay on target, the Marvels section of the show.
if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna spoil it right now.
It's been out for a minute.
So Tony Stark dying,
Ooh.
Whoa, dude.
you can just go back in time and save him.
Yeah.
It's a MacGuffin. Like
Yeah, it
there's no
is.
point.
But they can't now.
Dude,
No, but
that
they
hit me
they still can.
dude, that hit me in the
They
feels,
still
though.
have PIM particles.
No, it did.
That actually hit me in the field.
They can make more. Like
I agreed, but
They
That's
won't
what makes it
because
redundant.
They're not making movies anymore and just
That's
TV
true.
shows.
yeah.
And that's where
It sucks now, to be
Yeah.
honest.
it hit us in the feels though. There were some tears.
oh yeah, no, it was
for
good.
sure,
but
man.
like I got out of
Yeah.
that movie and I'm like, wait, but
Yep.
you can still go back and save like a different universe Iron Man and bring him to yours.
Well, that's
But
where like
that's-
World
that's
Between
where
Worlds.
problems
They got to be
come
And
careful.
see, that's the problem I have
Right.
with
World
this
Between Worlds.
Ahsoka
It's gonna
Yeah,
cause
series.
a
that's why you
lot
got to
of-
play it. You cannot.
They're gonna
this.
do a Marvel thing, and I'm like, guys, that's fine, but like it's already been done.
We can't go back
Do something
in time and
else.
start
That's
giving the option of saving people.
Yeah.
Because that just causes problems.
It does.
Because anyone who
'Cause
dies
then it's like,
for
oh.
a sacrifice is
Yeah.
meaningless. Because you could just easily go back and get them.
Yeah, it's like, what? Well, why can't we just go back and save him? Be like, yeah, you're right, you can, but we're gonna gloss over that detail and
Right.
not do it.
Yeah, John Pope says, "Can we get an adult-only version of Star Wars, like blood, gore, touchy subjects, and innuendos?" I feel like Disney's childishness with Star Wars is a factor as to why it's not
Yeah,
relatable.
because
Yeah.
it's always playing it
It's
safe.
always-
It-
yeah.
which
Neutral.
they
Let's
always
dumb
play
it
it neutral.
down.
They always play it safe, and that makes it uninteresting.
Yeah.
like, and then the things they lean into are the
Are just
most
bad.
uninteresting things
Yeah.
that they're trying
Yeah.
to push, and you're like, what? You're going all the wrong ways. It's lame,
Like
man.
wasting
Except for the
time with
animated.
R5.
Yeah, even in
and
the
little
I-
droids.
that was one part. We were watching this finale, and it
We
was
were
like,
like,
I was
what?
like, this is the finale of the show, and we're watching R5 fly around.
Yeah.
Like slowly.
There's
like
there's time
instead
for
of
this in
giving
this
Paz
episode.
a
Yeah.
funeral, we're gonna watch R5 and the dumb mouse droids gang beat him. I was
they
like,
were trying
what
to
was
do,
that?
Right.
They were trying to do a comedic relief at the wrong time.
It was, yeah. It was,
I don't
it
think
was
I don't
silly.
think they
It
know.
was silly.
I don't think they know the target audience for this show anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
They don't realize.
Yeah,
there
they're like,
is an
no,
audience.
no, no, it
any
turns-
of them.
It turns out our majority demographic on Disney Plus is like 9 and under or something.
Right.
They're like, we got to make everything.
We got to
work
dumb
for,
it down for them.
for 7-year-olds. But even 7-year-olds are like, this is too kiddish.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
do
It's
they
like-
figure out
yeah.
that though?
7-year-olds are smarter than this
Well,
show.
they can look at YouTube or our Disney Plus demographic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
Because
feel like
if
they're
you think about it, people like
yeah,
kids aren't going to
yeah.
have subscriptions to their thing,
True,
so
true.
it's all going to be adults.
Yeah.
Technically.
I mean,
Yeah.
but the adults will let them
What-
watch it. you
yeah,
know what I
but-
mean?
Right.
If they know their age, it's creepy because they don't ask age.
Yeah.
Well, Disney's kind of creepy.
Disney, mind your business.
So
Right.
Disney's
Mind your
target is
business.
kids. They got to get to the kids, and then the parents they assume that all parents are just follow the kids'
Just like
lead or
them.
whatever. I don't know.
Right.
You
The
know,
greater good.
and they're thinking like parks. They're thinking
Yeah,
movies.
they're-
They're thinking money, merch.
Yeah.
So they're like, what can we deliver that's neutral that we never have to like commit because of that? Whereas other movie studios,
Right. And they're too afraid to do it.
other movie studios want to make money by making great products only in the movie. They're not thinking about parks and toys as much.
Well,
But-
that was like the genius of George Lucas, though, was
Yeah.
he definitely it was PG-13. It was still like kids could watch it and not be scarred for life. You know what
Right.
I mean? And adults could watch it and love it.
Yeah.
It reached everybody. It's just like Disney comes in, they're kind of trying to do the same thing, but in all the wrong ways. Like
Yeah.
you can do it for all audiences and make it satisfying. You just can't treat your audience like they're idiots.
Yeah.
And that's
And I
kind of what
feel
they've
like
been
that's
doing.
what they're doing. Yeah.
I think it's because
Absolutely.
the people who are at Disney or Lucasfilm and Disney a lot of time are idiots and they
Are
don't know how
idiots.
to give a good story. They just don't know how to have they're creatively bankrupt, I think, in a lot of ways. And all they can see is their weird world around them in Hollywood and stuff like that. And
Hollyweird.
It's uninteresting.
That's
you
why
know?
Tony Gilroy's Andor was such a
Breath of fresh. A
breath
fresh
air.
of breath air.
because he wrote something unique in the Star
Yes.
Wars universe. It was grittier. It
Yeah.
was. It was.
And he
a
killed
s-
people off without fanfare.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was
In
a
some
smarter
ways.
show. It wasn't really for kids.
No.
Yeah.
The torture scene alone. Come on.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that
And-
was dark.
So we have it. It exists in the current Disney landscape, but
Mhm.
even then, it's like people didn't watch that. Like, and there maybe Disney's like, well, people don't watch it, but actually, we loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we love Mando because Mando could be that times 10 with all the action and all the other fanfare.
It's the amalgamation of both shows.
putting
would
it
make
together.
The perfect Star Wars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The perfect Disney Star Wars would be putting those two shows together. You take Tony Gilroy and you have him work with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. The three of them coming up with a series together, I think, could be gold as long as they all work together and they're able to collaborate in a way that
Yeah.
serves the story the best. You get Tony Gilroy giving those awesome dialogue scenes, knowing where he's going with the story, having great 3-act structures set up for episodes,
Mhm.
and the weight he brings,
Yep.
and the interesting dynamics of things crossing over.
Interweaving.
Yeah, that's how you do it. But he just couldn't. I just didn't feel like they had the budget necessarily to deliver on the action sequences. That was part of it in some ways to me. That was a little unsatisfying. But in this, they definitely know how to do the action for
Yeah.
a lot of stuff and big action. And that's what they kind of needed in some ways for Andor. And I'm hoping that the second season of Andor is going to blow our socks off.
Yeah.
And,
Blow 'em
and maybe
off.
maybe Ahsoka too. I have hope for Ahsoka, but I'm a little nervous
Yeah.
in some ways after the milk toast we just got.
Well, they're starting to set a precedent. This is now 3 shows in a row, other than Andor, that all kind of have a same kind of kiddish vibe, feeling vibe.
Yeah.
No
Disney
common sense.
vibe.
That's the thing.
Right. And it's like they turned, right? They pivoted. Like Star Wars earlier on, or at least the first 2 seasons of Mando were a little grittier.
They were.
Yeah.
It
And
was
they had
more
moments
Western.
for kids because you got Grogu, okay? But the adults can enjoy Grogu, but you just don't have to shove it down our throats,
Yeah,
right?
don't shove it down our throats.
Yeah.
Like, just give him, But anyway, and then this one, since Boba Fett, since Obi-Wan, and since this one came out, now it's
just
like
the campy like things
Yeah.
that are just silly, like so
silly.
goofy,
yeah.
like in the worst way possible. It was like Jar Jar times 10. Like I would take Jar Jar any day over
Yeah, what we got.
Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. I'm not joking. I will take Jar Jar any day.
Yeah,
Because
it's
at
like,
least he was a fairly well-written character.
Yeah.
You knew his motives.
I mean, we
Disney
have-
gets a hold
it
of
made
him.
sense.
Like, who doesn't want to be on an emotional roller coaster when they're watching a movie, right?
Right.
Some people just want the popcorn fun, and they just want to have lighthearted fare. They don't want to think too deeply about it. But that's who they're making this show for. It's just the very lighthearted fans that are just casual Star Wars users.
But
They
still
don't
trying
know
to
a lot.
deliver heavy lore
Don't
stuff,
make me
though.
think.
Right.
I just want to
That's
be
the thing.
entertained.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but Star Wars is so deep. Like, the
Yeah.
fandom is what's keeping it alive. Like, us talking about this for hours and days and whatever. And so there's just not enough meat there for us to go on an emotional ride to be connected with something. That's why Andor was so good, because you like felt the weight of the Empire.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it messed up our minds. We're like, whoa, that was heavy.
Yeah.
And there's
And we
moments,
wanted more.
you know,
every single episode.
Exactly. Season 2, that when Luke showed up, people were crying. Like, dudes were crying.
Yeah.
I do want to get to that, because some people in the comments here said that they were crying in this episode.
Oh, okay.
There were some emotions.
And
What a
there was
bunch
some
of-
tension.
What a bunch of
too, yeah.
babies.
And there was some tension. But you see,
No,
the
that's fine.
topics that they were getting into in this, I mean, I felt a little emotional at parts of this one. It was a pretty good, when Dinbo had the thing together, I'm like, that's pretty heavy. They're actually showing a little nugget of what we wanted there. And then
It was a nugget, though. That's you
was
said
a
it
nugget.
yourself. It
Yep.
was a
We
nugget.
need a
It
whole
wasn't-
mind.
It wasn't
Exactly.
the whole thing.
They didn't hang on it, but the music actually changed for once, and it was
Yeah.
a different feeling
Yeah.
for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But they could have hung there for another minute or two and given us another one at the end, and that would
Yeah.
have really
Yep.
pushed it. But this is the neutral. They're like, okay, we're just gonna give them a taste, and we're gonna back it off, and then just a little
Right,
taste.
because we still
not gonna punch
we still
that
haven't
ceiling.
decided who they're going to end up with or what they're going to
Exactly.
end up doing.
Yeah.
So we can't commit. Don't commit. Don't commit to
Exactly.
anything.
Don't commit.
Right. Non-committal.
Yeah.
If we don't commit, that means we don't have to worry about it.
We are playing Switzerland.
However, the one commitment that I did want to talk about was, and I think this may be some people's emotions in the comments. Let me know.
Oh yeah. Okay,
was
that was the
when
only moment. Yep.
Din
That's a great point.
officially adopted
Yeah,
Grogu.
that was good.
Yes.
That was a feel.
that was a feel.
Right.
Yeah, one Hondo.
And that's a parent to a child, and for people that were adopted, maybe that's got to be special.
Yeah.
And just people in general that, like, with family situations, this is why I think we want family in this show. We want like a mother and a father and a kid. How cool
Right.
would that be?
Yeah, relatable. It's
Yeah.
relatable.
And they all have
I
trauma.
felt
They all have
nothing.
past problems.
What did Matt say?
Matt's like, I felt nothing.
Wow.
Matt is just cold-hearted.
Matt
Yeah.
is
He's gone to the dark.
But that was
straight to the dark.
It was a cool thing that he officially said, "I'm going to adopt him," and
Yeah.
then you're like,
that
"Way to
is-
go,
And I-
Jen."
That is a great point.
And she said, "This is the way."
Then
and
you
you're
look
like,
at Bo and you're like,
Yeah,
What's
right.
your
Yeah.
move,
Yeah, the
bro?
camera pans over to her, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Is she gonna say something?"
That's what
and she
we've-
doesn't.
I
It's
know.
like,
you
Oh.
missed it.
that would have
missed
driven
it.
it home. Yeah.
that would have definitely driven a
Home run.
We would have been like, Bonnet Dimbo!
Yeah.
We'd have been crying. We'd have been like,
They finally
did it.
Yeah.
All
Secret.
this work.
"It finally paid off."
Yeah.
Yeah. People say in the comments,
Yeah.
secret songs, same as when Kanan saved Hera and Sabine and Rebels.
Yeah.
Like the flames. That's what I
There
was.
was weight.
That's what I was thinking of. There.
That
Yeah.
was good.
That was a sacrifice. That was a
Yep.
that was a
That
commitment.
had meaning.
That had
Yep.
a lot of weight and meaning behind it. And wow, yeah, he was saving the people he loved. You
Yeah.
know?
Take
Takaniable's
notes.
not happy about Din Grogu.
Yeah.
What
That
is
was weird.
That
What's
was
up with it?
weird.
What's up with it? We got 2 first names?
Right.
Yeah.
No. His
No,
his
no,
first name is his last name. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently that's how they do it.
Grogu
which-
Jaren, or is what Bantu said. Would Grogu Jaren make
Yeah,
more
that's
sense?
it's Din's first name
Yeah.
and Grogu's first name.
well, then shouldn't
And then they-
Vizsla
yeah.
be?
Yeah.
Shouldn't Vizsla
Yeah.
be the first name then? Vizsla, like,
the Krees, yeah.
Yeah.
like it should have been Vizsla
Maybe
Paz.
it's different with adoption.
Maybe that's like the proper way of saying it, but
Or
you go by
families.
your last name. Like, so the first name is like you
So-
everybody. So, technically, this whole time we should have been calling him Jaren.
Yeah, Jaren.
Yeah, that's what Hunter
I don't
Davis
know.
said.
It's
I
not
don't know
adding
his
up,
name.
people.
it isn't.
That threw me for a loop. I
He was like
definitely-
Din Grogu. I was like, What do you mean Din Grogu?
You
You mean Grogu Jaren?
I think your dyslexia kicked in for a
Yeah.
moment there. I think,
I think you got hit one too many times in
Cut.
the head.
Let's
Yeah,
take
right.
it again.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to be edgy, but it's weird.
Right.
After
It's
100
weird.
takes,
Or
they
maybe
gave up.
that's if they adopt them, that's how they do it.
Yeah, that's what I was
Maybe
saying,
that's
but
how
I
it
don't
goes.
know.
It's only through adoption.
Only
But
through
why?
adoption they use their first name as their same name.
I don't-
You know?
So
It
now,
still
so,
doesn't.
I don't know.
So now he's technically a junior.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Junior!
could be.
Junior.
Well, Grogu was his last
so?
name then, or his surname, and then Din, he just took on his dad's first name.
It's technically
Yeah.
not
No,
a
no, I think
junior
it-
because he doesn't have the same name as his dad. He
No,
only has
but,
one of the same.
No, I know. I just thought
but
it
it's
was
a
funny.
Din
It's
and a
Junior.
Din.
wasn't.
Din Grogu.
It's from
I don't know.
Indiana
Junior?
Jones, man. Indiana Jones.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
It is
It's-
you,
it's
Junior.
weird.
Have you
Everybody's-
seen Indiana Jones?
Everybody's agreeing it's
I
weird.
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
What?
Matt, why are you even on the show?
He's
You
young.
haven't
Have you
seen
not
it?
seen any of
Dude,
these?
Indiana Jones show.
No,
Those
you would
movies
love
came
that
out like
show.
40 years before he was born.
That's
Yeah.
true. But dude, you would love those movies. They're
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Especially 1 and 3, 2 and 4, and I'm thinking the next one's going to be trash.
Yeah.
But 1 and 3 are
Are any of
next
them
to
good?
perfect movies. No, 1 and 3 are next to perfect movies.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I just watched the Last Crusade the other
That's
week,
a good one.
and I was like, man,
Like all of them are
this
good.
is so good.
I don't really like Temple of Doom.
No, Temple
I'm
of
not
Doom.
gonna lie.
Temple of Doom was
That one
weird.
was just yeah.
All right,
That's what I
check
was
this
saying.
out. I
So-
like Eddie Bear because we got
Yeah,
people
do
going
it.
on about Din and Djarin and
Yeah,
trying to
man.
figure it out. There's some good explanations. But Eddie Bear says if Grogu is now Din Grogu, that means Bo will eventually be Din,
Din
Bo.
Bo. Yeah.
Hey.
Bring it.
What? Dude.
Bring it.
It makes sense.
they
It
do
just
that-
writes itself.
If they do that and we call it like years,
Oh my gosh.
You just blew my mind.
And
That-
everybody who said Bowden, don't you feel dumb?
Come at us, bro.
Oh, no.
We called it.
And everybody just left.
Yeah.
yeah, and everybody just left. Wow, sorry everybody.
No, but
No, but
Yeah, that's right. But does it work the same with the marriage, or is it only with
Adoption.
I think it's only adoption. Well, because Secret Song said is Ragnar Paz
Paz
Ragnar?
Ragnar?
I don't think so.
no.
I think it's because it's his actual kid.
Right.
It's
And
Ragnar.
It's got to be something
Vizsla.
ceremonial.
Yeah,
It's got to be ceremonial with
Vizsla.
adoption. It's got to be.
yeah. It's got to be something.
Maybe
like that.
he's Din Grogu.
because he
Djarin.
she said he was a foundling.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Like they don't take their last name because they're not related, but they still take a part of their name. I don't know.
Just
Another thing that was not answered.
I feel like the,
You're right.
I
There's
feel like the
a lot of
last
non-answers.
name is more.
So, Hunter Davis,
Long
the
one to
armor was
take.
knocked in the head. They're saying she's
Yeah.
we're sauced hard from Michael Jordan's liquor.
Yeah.
From the bottle, by the way, that we never
Elixir.
cracked open. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't he have been drinking that at the end?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe
With-
saving
Nah,
it
he's
for
saving
a
it.
special occasion.
Saving
with
it for
Bo.
Bo.
But nobody's gonna remember
Is this
in
a
season
date?
4.
No.
Somebody said in the chat if she had showed up at the end, or if she shows up someday, there's my boys or whatever.
I feel like that's
And
going to
then-
happen in the
Yeah,
next
it's
season.
Gotta.
Although
It's like, yeah. At one point, it has to happen.
the only thing though, which why it kind of makes sense that they weren't together, was the fact that they just got Mandalore back,
Right.
and she's technically the ruler of Mandalore.
She's
So
got a
she's
lot
gotta
of work
rebuild.
to do.
So she
Yeah.
does have a lot of work to do, but then it feels like, well, then why isn't Din there helping her?
Exactly.
It still
Yeah.
feels like Din should be there helping.
He's just chilling. He's like, I'm
yeah,
done.
he's like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm out.
I
He's like,
believe
Bo,
in my
thanks for helping
people.
me and all this stuff. And like,
But
you
I
saved me.
I'm a
Well, I
loner.
can't help
He's
you.
And
like,
a loner's got to be alone.
Yeah,
I adopted my son, and you need to get out of my life because I got stuff to. I gotta go chill in my
I'm a
crib,
single dad now.
my man
It's
cave.
like, yeah, you took my man card for a while. I got to
Yeah.
go get it back.
yeah, I gotta go.
You gotta go.
Got to
find
go
that.
practice
I gotta go
being
put my feet up.
Jeremiah Johnson
Yeah,
out in the
right.
wilderness.
He's
Right.
just shooting. I was
Western.
thinking,
Yeah.
What a Western looking scene
Yeah.
there at the end too.
Yeah.
It's like
The
Dude,
frogs
that
floating.
house was pretty
it
sweet.
was pretty sweet though.
Yeah.
With the ship in the background, I was like,
Yeah.
I'd live there.
I would too.
That's a Lego
That
set.
was
waiting
awesome.
it's a
to
Lego
happen.
set, and then I was thinking the frogs floating in the air, and then Din takes his and goes
Shoots it.
Target
Right.
Target practice.
It's like, toss me another one, kid.
Actually
Toss
shoots
me another
Grogu.
one.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's mean in some ways. PETA's like,
Yeah.
we hate it.
It's a frog.
We hate it.
Ain't nobody ass, Peter.
Wow. Okay, now we're throwing shots at PETA.
Oh,
We do like
boy.
animals
People-
here, just so you
people-
know.
We also like to eat them.
Yeah, people eating tasty animals.
Wow.
That's what PETA stands for.
Speaking of Taco Bell,
bro.
Speaking of time, no, but real quick, going back to an interesting point, we kind of jumped over there a little bit, was the fact that he adopted Grogu for the fact that they didn't
Adopted?
know. I don't know why my voice
He
did that.
adopted
He
him.
can't get nothing past us.
I'm sorry. Like, I got to call it where I see it and hear it.
I was thinking that
was like a high C right there,
Back
yeah.
at the moment.
Not really.
Wow.
I was like, I don't have to say anything because Nick will.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
don't have to say anything.
I don't have to say anything with Nick Will.
Why are you mocking me? Nick's the one that
I
don't know.
am an equal opportunity mocker.
He just had.
All right.
Come at me, bro.
All right, getting to the point. Thank you. For,
Getting to the point.
Thank you for keeping me humble.
You're not
stinking
welcome.
pieces of junk.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
so
joking.
good at being humble, Dustin.
Right, I rock at being
I'm
So
humble.
am I.
literally amazing.
No. But the interesting point we missed though was the fact that she spoke about his parents, about Grogu's parents,
Yeah.
and she said that they're
far
really
away.
far away,
Yeah.
if they're even alive, which is a non-committal again. But I still thought that was an interesting point. Like, do they know more about
Right,
his
because we've
parents?
never
Right.
heard anything about even where their planet's from.
Right.
The Grogu and Yoda's like kind.
Yeah.
There's nothing on them.
Like, was that a hint at that? Like, his parents were Yoda and Yaddle,
Or that.
or like, are we gonna ever touch upon like his species and his
And
planet,
what planet they're
or
from?
anything like that?
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna keep that a mystery.
Yeah, that's always
forever
a
in some
mystery.
ways.
Mm-hmm. Only
But-
George Lucas knows.
Yeah, but it was interesting though. It was still interesting
Yeah.
that they even mentioned that. But it's Disney Star Wars, so it's probably never gonna be
It
touched
probably
upon
has
again.
no meaning whatsoever.
Yeah.
and JQ asked a good question: is this cabin near Quill's grave? Because we never seen his grave.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a good point.
Like,
It could be.
It's that kind of stuff.
Paz's.
Like, I think they don't even know what happened in
Paz didn't
season
get
1
one.
and 2. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter other than like IG-11.
Mhm.
Like, those are all like loose ends that they could tie in and give you a little bit of an emotional. Oh yeah, they didn't forget about that. But this show isn't that airtight.
Yeah.
They just don't know how to wrap things
They
up.
forget.
No.
Yeah, and they don't
Well-
want. They think every watcher, every viewer is like never seen any of the other seasons.
Yeah.
So that's like they're just like this.
So it's
is-
got to be all self-contained seasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost
I also
17
lo-
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. I love how IG is the marshal now.
The Marshal.
And that that scene where they're all crowding around him, I was just
The whole
thinking of Megamind. Like,
Megamind.
back, you savages!
Yes, that would have been hilarious.
gosh.
Yes.
At least
I am
they.
your marshal now, but don't double cross me because I'll kill you.
I'll kill you. Yeah. That's what I
At
was
least
like,
they
ooh.
did wrap that up. Like we were
Yeah.
like, what's up with the IG-11 thing? And they
Right.
did actually wrap it
IG-8.
up. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they, finalized that. So now he's there, and in the meantime, Grogu did have a way to fight in that final sequence
Yeah.
because when he got out and his little feet moving around, he had a couple of jumpies and
He
did some
started using the
movement.
Force, which is
Yeah.
what he should be
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
And then
That's
he got
cool.
up there and I was like, it's over. He has the high ground.
That was hilarious.
That was so good.
Oh, that was so good. Yes.
But
Obi-Wan has taught you well.
Yeah.
One of the
Obi-Wan has taught you well.
one of the Praetorian
Right.
guards is like a Force user. Yeah. There's just
The
a lot. There's a
clan
lot
of-
of this episode. There's a lot that was good, but just didn't quite get there. And I just feel like that's kind of the culmination of this entire series. There's so
Yeah.
many things that you gave us things, but you never finished them.
Yeah.
And there's so many loopholes and plot points that weren't resolved. I think that's just why we're feeling the way we're feeling. We need some resolution to literally anything you've set up.
Yeah.
And you did in the most uninteresting
Uncommitted
way.
way.
Yeah, it's like don't commit to anything. It's like a lawyer writing a. It's basically a lawyer wrote this show.
Are we going to see the mythosaur fly around? Don't answer that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Are Din and Bo together?
Don't answer that.
Who's Grogu's parents?
Don't answer that.
Does IG-11 do anything?
Don't
else?
answer that.
Paz is dead.
Answer that.
Answer that. That's literally of
Wait.
all the things.
Resolve Paz. Don't answer that.
Yeah. Don't answer,
Are we gonna give Paz a funeral?
Don't answer that.
Yeah.
don't answer that.
Oh man.
What happened to
Oh.
the TIE fighters?
Yeah, so I think that's it.
Tire
We want to get
suckers.
into these chat questions. Jonas Serrato's heading out. Some people got to head out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Let's get
Deuces.
thanks for jumping in. Yeah,
let's
and
get
talking.
into this chat, man.
I mean, this is.
Well, let's rate it. Actually, let's
yeah,
rate
let's
it before we get to the chat.
questions.
Kind of end our segment here in a way. We'll keep talking spoilers after this, but let's rate this episode and then let's rate the entire series. So self-contained episode,
entire season.
and then yeah, sorry, not season series season. So who feels like they want to start us off?
I'll start us off.
Do it, Nick.
Go for it, Nick.
Drop the deuce.
Solid 8.
For this episode.
Yeah, just because it was so non-committal, and I don't know where we're going. We're dead in
Yeah.
the water for me.
Yeah.
Like, he's retired. Cool. I could see him doing that. I
No,
know
he's-
they won't, but honestly, I might prefer that down the road,
Wow.
judging by what they're probably going to do.
Wow. All right, Matt, what you gonna rate it, my homie, my main man?
My main Matt. Yeah.
I want to say.
Were you passing a kidney stone just now?
I want to say.
I wanna say.
He was about to sneeze
Namaste.
again.
I want to say.
Anywho,
What are you doing?
sure.
Okay.
He was passing out.
You stroking out over there?
Spazzing. Just say your thing.
Yeah.
Nick's
Say it.
moving around here.
Sorry.
I want to say 9 1/4 if this weren't the finale, but because it's the finale, 8 1/4.
Yeah.
8 1/4. You dropped it a whole
whole
point there.
point,
Wow.
man.
8 1/4. All right.
Makes sense.
All right, Dan. What you got?
What you thinking?
For the episode, I'm going to
Yeah.
give it a satisfying 9.25.
Get out.
Wow.
Really?
No, we have to do that with Angelise.
It's the best
Oh,
of the
right,
season.
right.
It's the
Yeah.
best of the season because of the action and because of the actual way that they somehow pulled some of this insanity together to deliver some kind of a satisfying conclusion for me.
Dan, that's a true Swiss answer.
That's right. And
He can't get out
Did
of
a
his
lawyer
neutral
write your
phase.
answer?
He
I'm-
loves neutrality.
I am not mad about this episode at all, actually. I have a lot of questions, and there's things that I would have done differently.
Seriously, get out.
But for what we got,
Wow.
it was a good time. I'm just going to keep the camera on me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm
He
never
just
gonna
mutes
change-
He's
everybody
running
else.
the monopoly.
He has the power.
So basically, this show now is just me. I'm just letting you know. Stay on Target is done. This is the Dan on Target.
Cannot. I love it.
Kidding. So that's where I'm at 9
Don't you
1/4.
mean San on target?
Stan.
Saniel.
Samuel.
Stan.
Oh. A story for another time.
9 1/4.
All right, fact checker, hit us with your facts.
Really?
Really?
Oh boy. I was gonna say, what did Nick and Matt rate it? And if I say
It
the
was an
same
8.
thing,
Matt
do I
was
get to
an
stay?
8.25.
Okay, no, I was gonna rate it a 9. I thought
Get
it
out.
was. I knew it. I thought it was good.
No.
I knew it.
Gosh,
Would you give it a 9?
A 9.
A solid 9.
Yeah,
So
I thought
Dan's
it
got
was
the
good.
highest.
It ended happy enough. I was nervous. People were gonna die or there'd be craziness, and there was interesting things, but overall good.
All right, yeah, I'm just gonna go an 8. I think the action sequences that we got were amazing, were really good, and that really and the whole Din adopting situation, that was probably the one thing that I actually felt emotional wise in this entire season. And for a self-contained episode, I thought it was good, so that's why I'm giving it an 8. But there were still so many loopholes with the TIE fighters and some of the acting. We didn't even touch upon one of that acting scene that was like pretty. And I give it some lenience because the guy's not really like I don't feel like he's a straight up actor in a lot of ways, so it's fine. But there's just so many things. Like, it just left so many things undone, and it was just an uninteresting way to end it, especially with the track record of finales for this show. As for the season as a whole, compared to all of the seasons we've got for
That's what I'm
Mandalorian,
thinking here.
I'm gonna give this one, the entire season, a like a 6. I'm gonna go 6. 6 out
Yeah.
of 10 for the entire season.
I'm gonna go 6.5.
All right, Matt. Did you want to expand on that? Sorry. I
Hey,
don't
guys.
wanna
No,
skip
it's fine.
Okay. Nat.
For reasons you already know about.
I'm gonna go. $6.5
All right.
because, gosh, dang it, you guys!
They really missed the mark on this one. I feel
Compared to the first 2 seasons,
they're super solid, and then
and
this
then
one's like
episode 6
loosey-goosey.
really drops it.
Yeah,
I think it could have been a 7 if you didn't have episode 6. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
maybe even a 7.5.
Right.
You really dropped the ball on that one.
yeah.
But yeah,
It's disappointing in a lot of ways.
It
Sorry,
is.
I'll go into it in a minute. Dan,
For the season, I'll give it a 7.
7.
Yep.
Okay.
I think I saw a lot of campiness in the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, there's still definitely
I saw
Yeah.
a
there
lot.
still was, yeah, for
Like,
sure.
For me,
For cheesy.
there was some cheese ball, max cheese ball in the first 2 seasons. And they would deliver an amazing episode and then give us a lot of side missions. So this one, to
Yeah.
me, wasn't so much of a departure in that sense. It's just that when they started opening up to this bigger world of Mandalore,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, okay, now you could give us something massively epic
Yeah,
with
Right.
Bo-Katan.
Right.
The canon implications of this. Before it was
Yeah.
it was canon, but it was kind of self-contained.
Yeah.
This opened up a can of canon,
a can of worms.
and
Yeah.
I think it
cannon
fell
of
short.
worms.
Like they got a little over their head, and then
Yeah.
they did lose sight of what the show's about. And I definitely felt that. I'm like, why is Din just standing around? Like, I don't want to see Wrecker and Hunter follow Omega around. I don't
Right.
want to see Din following anybody around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he
Din
kind of
is
had
his
that.
own man.
7 out of 10 for the season.
For the season, yeah. All right, nice. Fact checker, what's yours for the season?
Yeah, I'll probably say 7.5 because I'm not as picky. Just kidding.
Whoa.
Get
No, I focus.
Shots fired.
I do like
Pew, pew.
just sometimes being entertained, and I think back to like Ahmed Best and some of the cool things that they threw in, the
Yeah.
Thrawn
Resolved.
stuff. Well,
It
but
kinda
it's
was,
still fun
but- I know,
moments
I'm sorry,
that
yeah.
stands out. No one expected,
Yeah,
and it was cool. So.
but seriously though, you
Yes.
think about it. Order 66 was not effective.
Yeah, it's
There's
not-
more and
well,
more
we
Jedi
we talked
alive.
about that.
I think like 10 Jedi died, and that was it.
Most of them were kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to touch
Anakin,
upon this
Anakin.
season, though, real quick to kind of wrap it up in some ways, it just for me with giving it a 6 out of 10, you had so much there, and I really feel like this season could have been amazing. Even when I saw the trailer, I was like, I was so excited. I was like, man, they're going to be touching on Mandalore, getting Mandalore back to its full glory and might. You know, we're going to see how
gonna
Grogu got
lose it.
out of the.
We'll
you
be
know-
right back in just a minute.
Oh, okay. We're going to be right back.
We hit the 2-hour mark.
Oh,
So,
we did.
sorry, I just caught it. But continue on, sir.
Are we back?
Whoa. What's happened?
We're back.
We'll have to see fact checker.
Sorry,
Um,
we had for some reason the 2-hour mark always hits us with
Yeah.
craziness on YouTube. So bear with us just for a moment.
But keep
Hopefully you guys are
talking,
seeing
yeah.
This. So are we good? Fact checker.
Yep.
We're back.
What about
All right,
You're good.
Cool. We're back. All right. So kind of back to the point I was making there. Basically, with this entire season, there was so much potential there for greatness, and there was so much meat they could have sank their teeth into with this episode that I just feel like they went such a light direction with everything. They didn't commit. They moved us ahead, but in like the last episode in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And it was uninteresting for most of it. I did not have an emotional attachment to like any of the characters until
No.
like that last scene, and I still was like, okay, you know, like that's cool, but why didn't we get this in every episode? Why didn't we have something like this? We could. The potential was just so massive, and there was so much lore that like we could have explored, and you squandered it on like episodes that just didn't amount to anything in a lot of ways.
Like,
They
they
did,
didn't-
but they didn't.
They didn't get to the main course.
Yeah.
They just stuck with the hors d'oeuvres.
I think one more thing they missed on or maybe it wasn't, because I don't know if Favreau wants this along with his Rebels thing, but all the couple Rebel things they added into it, they didn't close on.
No.
in this last episode, or did
True,
anything to add to it. You saw two big things from Rebels that were pretty significant,
Yeah.
and they did nothing to end on it.
It was a
Yeah.
teaser for teaser's sake. It was like,
I think that's
Ahsoka's
what it was.
coming.
Yeah. It's like, hey, there's
know.
a new show coming. It's like, yeah, but this show's not done yet. Why would I be worrying about that show when I haven't finished this show yet?
Yeah, in some ways.
Because they knew this was going to be
A dud.
not as good.
Yeah.
It's not as great.
Yeah. So anyway,
The fall of the Mandalorian.
let's just say it was definitely lackluster
Yeah.
for us.
It wasn't polished.
There's moments that are good, but it just doesn't feel as deserved when you have those good moments, when you have all these other moments that are just kind of like. And the thing I think for me, in a lot of ways, that would have really helped is just have things make sense. There were so many things that just didn't make sense that you could just easily poke a hole through.
Yeah.
What about the ships?
Yeah.
Tighten
yeah.
up.
Speaking of ships.
Yes. Tighten up.
Yeah, but there was something in every episode that you're talking to.
There's something in every episode I liked, but there
was-
was something in every episode that I very much disliked.
Yeah.
And it just brought the whole thing down. Sorry,
And
go
that's
ahead.
like what Eddie Bear said. He said Star Wars is like ice cream, so many flavors to choose. Some you like more than others, but it keeps you wanting more.
Right.
Mhm.
It does.
Bringing it back to the food.
Yeah, but
I
see
like it.
now,
I like it. Thank you. That was a good
now I
comment.
feel like they're running out of ice cream flavors.
Yeah.
This was our last
They're
hope.
coming up with just weird ones now.
Yeah.
Well, they've just given us
Like
vanilla
pickles.
for
Pickle ice cream.
they've given us straight vanilla for
Yeah.
Yeah.
the last 3. They haven't done anything that wows us.
Yeah.
That's why everybody's looking forward to the Mandalorian, because with that with Luke showing up, that wowed everybody.
Yeah.
Like that actually set the internet on fire for once for
That's
Star
a
Wars
big
in a
ending.
good way.
Yeah.
Grogu did first, when he showed up, and then Luke did it
Mhm.
again to a totally new level, because man, who does not want to see Luke at his peak, man?
Right.
Right.
What a miss. And then even when Dan last night, when you threw that Han, Luke, and Leia moment,
Yeah, you
all three
freaked
of
out,
them
yeah.
showing up, nothing would make me happier in Star Wars
That would be
than
nuts.
seeing the three of them
Dude.
together again
Right.
in a story. No joke.
Maybe they'll do it in Ahsoka.
That would be amazing.
Could you imagine if they did it in Ahsoka?
I
People
feel like
would
they'd ruin it.
flip out.
I don't think they
I don't
could.
think they could do
or
it justice.
would do it
Right,
justice.
yeah.
The only way they could do it justice is if they did a shot-for-shot remake of the Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah.
That is literally the only way. I do not trust Disney to come up with a story on their own. And that's I'm still even nervous about Dave Filoni doing
Yeah.
that movie. I am
Yeah.
nervous about it. This show has made me more nervous about it. I know it's more Favreau in a lot of ways, but with Disney's meddling and KK's meddling and so much meddling, it feels like in this season,
It's
that took something that
Scooby-Doo.
was great, or at least good,
Great.
to that's passable.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, because Filoni gave us Rebels,
Mm-hmm.
and Rebels is airtight.
solid.
There's like a
There's some
couple.
cheese.
There's, a little,
There's some
some,
there's
but-
some
yeah,
episodes.
and there's
that are
some
like,
animated
Well, you're
cheese.
gonna find that in anything we watch.
There's animated
Right.
cheese. There's gonna be cheese. That's Star
love
Wars
cheese.
is just gonna have a little bit of
Cheese.
Swiss cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah, and that's fine to a certain
But
degree.
if the story is airtight, right? Like we don't
Yeah.
want the cheese to start interfering with the steak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got to
Wait,
get the
whoa.
meat right.
Wait.
Why are we eating cheese and steak
I love
together?
steak
Steak
and
sauce.
cheese.
Yeah, but I mean,
cheese
you don't want the
on
cheese.
my steak.
No.
But I'm saying if you got
Why
a
not?
plate
Illegal.
of cheese
It's not illegal.
and then you got
It should
steak
be.
over here, like you don't want the cheese to like dominate the steak.
Oh,
Oh,
right. You
right.
don't want to overtaking the steak, but
That's
you
what
can
I mean.
still
Good
you can
point.
still have cheese with your steak.
You're
Yeah,
putting
100%.
You're
Yeah.
talking like putting like a slice of cheese on.
You
your
know,
steak?
like if you ever been to Applebee's, they have the
Yes.
Parmesan shrimp and steak.
You know,
No.
yeah,
they
that's
put
what I
cheese
mean.
on that
The
steak.
only thing I get from Applebee's is probably a burger normally.
Like
Yeah.
for what I'm saying is that they
Well, you
missed
can
the-
be wrong.
They
What
missed
we
the mark.
order. Stay on target. What we order at restaurants.
In
Most of the
episode
time,
6,
it's a burger for me. I'd say about 90%
Yeah,
of the time
yeah.
I go
I
somewhere.
wasn't telling you to expand on it.
I gotta be in a mood
And I
for a
wasn't
burger.
asking what you wanted.
Yeah.
You're your own man, Din. Din Matt.
Didn't Matt?
So basically we got to get into the chat here, but I'm just saying, yeah, the cheese is going to be there in Star Wars, but if they lean
Right.
into the story with Dave Filoni, if we have a side episode. I hope Ahsoka's more than 8 episodes a season if they don't give us fluff. But I also hope that they can, deliver on the ones that they do give us,
Yeah.
or
I
even if it's
wouldn't
5
mind Ahsoka.
amazing episodes or something,
Yeah.
and they're each like an hour long or
Right.
Right.
Here's the
something
thing.
like
It
that.
doesn't matter how long it
No.
is, as long as you deliver.
As long as it's
As long
good.
as it's good.
So
Andor taught us that. He was good people.
and Andor kind of corrupted
Good
us
people.
for what the quality can be.
It
of Star
spoiled
Wars.
us,
It
man. We were
spoiled
like,
us.
dude, every show should be like this.
And so then you jump into Mando, and you had a lot of popcorn
And you're
cheese
like-
fun,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
we
that's
wanted
the-
some more
Ugh.
weight.
And-
We
and-
wanted more weight.
And the
Yeah.
people now that said that Andor was too boring to get into.
Dude, are you
Like,
kidding
Be
me?
quiet.
Did you watch? Yeah, be quiet after.
Did
this,
you even
dude.
watch the show?
Be quiet after this because, like, sorry. I mean, no, you can
Yeah.
still say you.
No,
your
you
opinions.
can't.
still be quiet.
Get out of here.
You can still say your opinions, but
Be
You can be
quiet,
wrong.
this
Be
was
quiet
like
though.
popcorn and no story in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
like very weak story.
Well,
Entertain
less-
me. I don't want to think.
Yeah,
Less
more
of a story.
entertainment. They leaned into that, and they have to do that for like the glitz and glam
Right.
moments. For like, this 90% of the people out there are not the hardcore fans. 90%? I don't know. Whatever.
Well,
it
that's
is.
their problem because they picked
Yeah.
up a property of Star Wars.
exactly.
You should know there's hardcore fans out there
Oh,
Yes.
hardcore
that are gonna
fans.
want
Yeah,
the meat
Star Wars has the biggest fan base in the world.
absolutely.
because it reaches everybody.
It does.
And it's been around for 50 years.
Yeah, and the fans are what make it so great. And
Mhm.
if you don't deliver, the fans.
The
are gonna
fans
let
hate
know.
you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Real quick though, I did ask in the comments what everybody's rating it. We got some 6 out of 10s. This is
Yeah.
just the episode. Then 8 out of 10, 7, 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10. So we got
Yeah, it was
uh,
lackluster for sure.
yeah, we got Gabsy 27 said episode 8 was 8 and then season was 6.8. So yeah, we got some season 4
Yeah.
out of 10. Wow. There's some low ones, but
That's
there's some
a
high
low.
ones. We got
That's a
9 out of 10. Yeah. So hand roll gave it a 10 out of 10. Glad you're digging it. That's awesome. Hey, we're happy if you enjoyed it though. Seriously, more power to you.
You can be wrong.
Except for me.
Except for Dan. Yeah, Dan, we're gonna throw him on. No,
Dan,
that's
fact
fine.
checker can't.
No, it's fine.
yeah.
And everybody sees things differently. That's the interesting part, and that's why it's even us together is interesting. Usually, it's like Nick and Matt are pretty crucial.
Well,
on,
you
are
need-
pretty hardcore on
you
things, which
need-
is fine,
You need it to balance.
right?
You know, you
Right.
can't just be all like, "Oh yeah, it was great," and there was nothing wrong with it. It's like, no, that's bullcrap.
Right,
There were a lot of things wrong with it.
right. But also hating on something just to hate on something isn't right.
Right.
That's the other
Right,
thing.
yeah,
so
that's
there's
what I'm saying.
so there's like the balance, and that's
The
what
pros
we,
and cons,
we
movies.
usually try to strive for in this. to
There's
see both.
always something they can improve on, and there's
Yeah.
always something that was
Terrible.
enjoyable.
or
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, yeah.
There's always
enjoyable.
something that was, you know what I mean? Like, no matter how good it was, there's something they could improve.
Mm-hmm.
And if no matter how bad it was, there's probably something good in that, maybe.
Maybe.
If you look, right?
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't be, I don't know.
And it is, it's difficult. I mean, even making a Star Wars fan films for us, that was not easy. I mean, we struggled, and they are not like perfect in any way. You know what I mean? Granted, we had no budget,
Oh,
and
Dustin, you live forever.
but it's not easy to do. You know, to come up with something that satisfies everybody, which they know
can't.
it's not going to.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
It's
But
just
you gotta
practically
satisfy
impossible.
your biggest fan base. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Right.
I think if you're satisfied with it, you're good.
Well,
But
that's
yeah,
also Hollywood.
there could be a downside to that.
What do you mean?
But
by
no, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't.
your fan films, it fits into the lore.
yeah, ours
you
fit in
know,
the lore. Yeah.
It's not like you
Makes
just did
sense.
your own thing in the Star Wars universe. You actually had stuff that was like,
It could tie in.
it made sense.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by that comment. I didn't mean like, yeah, just go do your own thing, and if you're okay with it,
Oh, right.
yeah,
Right.
because then you get shows like this, and
You still have to treat it with
Mm.
respect, and you still have to
Yeah.
connect the dots. I feel
Yeah.
like that's a lot of it.
and
Just
call
connect-
George Lucas up and ask
Yeah.
him for advice.
Yeah, or just seriously, just having the common sense department of like, you need like
You gotta
even
think
a
it through.
throwaway line, even just a throwaway line of why something is the way it is. That would help the Star Wars because we're gonna analyze every single second of every show. So you need somebody going through it like with a fine tooth comb to
know-
make sure everything lines up.
That always reminds me of what was it, The Last Jedi, where Luke's like, "You just want me to go in there with a laser sword?" He
Right.
says
Yeah, he
something
says
along
something.
those
Yeah,
lines,
yeah. It felt like just,
and you're just like, "Did he really just say that?
Yeah, it was cringe.
Did he just
Yeah.
trash his own
yeah.
property?"
Yeah.
laser sword.
Yeah.
Yep. Aaron Havoc did watch the fan film, said your lightsaber fights were on point.
Awesome, man. Sweet.
Wow.
Thanks.
It's the first time. Well, I think we started getting better, and then we, stopped. We did 3 in a row, is what I'm saying, and we got better with each one.
We did.
And then you guys just ended it.
And then we just got children.
We had a lot of kids.
Yeah. You got burnt out pretty quick.
Time.
So here we are. Then.
Time is the enemy.
But
It
really,
is,
if you think
that's
about it,
what
we
I
did a
always
fan
say.
film in 15, a fan film in 16, a fan film in 17. We edited it in 18. We started doing Mandalorian in 19.
Yep.
This show. And we've been here ever since
Yeah, so we've been doing Star Wars for
on YouTube for 7
we
years.
can't promise you
Yeah.
we're going to
8
do
years.
another one.
So maybe there's going to be another one down the pipe, and we can fix some of
Maybe.
these wrongs.
yeah.
Maybe
let
we
us
can
know.
animate it. Can we animate it?
Yes.
I think animation would be a great way to do it. We could definitely make it amazing in
Right.
animation. I think that would actually be more difficult and also less difficult in a
Yes.
lot of ways.
It's both.
It
More
takes a lot of money.
challenging
I
and
have
less
no clue How
challenging.
you do that?
It takes money for sure, but the biggest thing is it just takes a lot of time. You got to put in
Time.
a lot of time, a lot of effort into making it the best you can make.
Well,
it.
and that's what John Pope was saying. A lot of these arbitrary deadlines that John and Dave are being forced into, rushing some of these
yeah, that's a good
projects.
point.
And when you
Yeah.
rush projects, if as you know, if the thing doesn't have enough time, you can waste too much time on things and overanalyze. But if you're being rushed on greatness, then a lot of things get cut short, and you just gotta. Well, I don't have time to decide this. You just kind of force feed it in there.
And that's part of why George Lucas's Star Wars was so great. He
Yeah.
had his own time and pace.
Yeah. It was his own story.
It was his own
He didn't have
story.
anybody yelling at him.
Breathing down his.
Well, and he
neck.
had been dreaming it up for like a
Yeah.
decade.
Right. But I mean,
Yeah.
even when he got to the prequels, he waited a long time before he did
Yes.
the prequels. You know,
Mhm.
he was like, I think I'm ready to finally do some more.
Except that he was writing,
And
like,
then everybody
3
hated him.
on the set.
Yeah.
What?
He was writing the script like on the set of like episode 3.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, he
He was
had the
crunched.
story, but I mean,
Yeah.
like the script,
Right.
and you can see the script was like not.
It
Well,
was
that's
like,
why he needed more help, and
Yes.
I don't think he reached out to the right people or got the right people around him to help. Go ahead, fact checker.
So yeah, I was gonna say you could say that Star Wars and Disney need to stay on target.
Ha!
Yeah,
Got
Oh,
him.
we could
1,
say
2.
that.
Me too. And
Yeah.
KK even said that their main focus now is quality.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Bolonky.
And that
Baloney.
the shows aren't shelved.
Yeah, the show.
Shows aren't shoved.
And they
They're
don't
not shelved.
suck.
It's a tricky
They
thing,
don't suck.
dealing.
Yeah, production is a tricky business,
Yeah. Okay.
You-
KK.
That's what you've
Shut
been
up.
doing for like 40 years.
right? You've been
may
doing it
think
since
you
the
got-
first one came out.
You
John,
think
How
you
is it
get
a
pretty
tricky-
good at it?
Tricky business.
Yeah.
How have you not figured this out yet?
She's a pizza.
Yeah.
Cheese a pizza.
People
Cheese a
were
pizza.
Cheese a
agreeing in the
pizza.
comments here about animated stuff. That'd be kind of cool. John Pope said, KK brushes legitimate complaints. It's just hating. We're not hating. We have legit grievances. Your story makes no sense, and your main character is more bland than a piece of white bread. Fix it.
White
Seriously,
bread.
we will praise Star Wars when it's good, and we
Yeah.
definitely praise Andor a lot for what it was. But we call it, you just got to call it where you see it, and you got to be honest. And I think it's constructive criticism. I think is what we're really going
Yeah.
for. We're not
We're
necessarily
not bashing on it.
just tearing
just
it
to
down
bash
to
on
tear
it.
it down.
Yeah.
We're just like it could have been so much better, and that's the thing that gets upset is the fact that we know that you could have done better, and,
Right.
and
And the
we
person-
want to see that.
Yes,
We want to
yes,
see the
yes.
best version of Star Wars. That's
Right.
why we're here.
And then like Hannah said, the KK needs to take us seriously.
Yeah.
Like the fandom, like loving Star Wars so much that when we complain, we're not just hating to hate. Like
Right.
there's so much more that they could be doing here and not going away from the greatness that it was with the story, trying to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just
And
it's
make
just-
a dime.
and then play
Yeah, that's
into
like
the
that,
message. There's John Pope says, and V Stuff says, "Oh goodness,
Yeah.
not the message."
Oh goodness, not the message.
yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's that movie they're making about the like the beginning
Yeah.
of the Force is
Yeah.
like, please don't.
I don't know if that's
Please
ever going to
don't do
happen, to
that.
be honest. I
Yeah.
don't know if any
Well,
of those
'cause
films
it-
were greenlit.
It's like they can rewrite Star Wars history, you know?
That's the thing that I don't
And
trust.
it's like that's
They
scary,
have it in their hand, and
right?
that's
Whatever
not
they
good.
say goes, and it's like, no.
we got a one Hondo in the chat.
One Hondo.
Yeah, and then
I love that.
JQ is asking. Maybe you guys can talk to us about this. Jedi Survivor. JQ wants to know if you guys are going to do a live stream of playing Jedi Survivor after it's released.
We're
think
definitely
so,
doing
yeah.
it. Whether it's a live stream or not, are we sure about that?
Yeah.
Are we doing a live stream?
We could do a live stream. We do technically have a second channel that we haven't had a lot of time to put into. But even
I
if
think
you,
we can focus on it after the show.
I think
Yes.
I think we're
Yeah.
gonna definitely start it up again because I
we
think
have to.
So I'll just throw it out here to the chat and everybody watching. We have a channel that's called Laser Brain Gaming, and if you've been going back and seeing any of our videos on this channel, we actually have a few episodes of Laser Brain Gaming on this channel, which I would encourage you all to go check out. They're hilarious
great
and they're
funny.
super fun, and it's basically a gaming
abruptly
channel.
end.
We do they're not all Star Wars games either. They're
No.
random games,
Yeah.
fun co-op games.
Yeah, and we
that
just
we
have
played.
a blast making it,
Yeah.
man. It's so much fun. It's kind of like our shorts in like long format in some ways with just like comedy. It's
They're
hilarious.
what 20-minute.
They're pretty
videos?
short.
Yeah.
We
they're
try to
pretty
keep
short.
them
20
pretty
minutes
short.
is not short.
Well, that's not short for
guys
for an
crack me
edited
up.
video.
Hey
for an
man,
edited
if
video.
we're doing 2-hour live streams,
Yeah.
20 minutes
That's
is pretty
what we're
short.
It's
comparing
different
it
when
to
it's
right now.
edited,
Okay.
though.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's like taking
It's-
like 50 shorts and making
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
in one video, though.
It's comedy
It's-
gold
right,
though.
right. But if
It's
we do a live,
hilarious.
Mill, let us know if you guys would be up for some live stream gaming out there. And we know we're gonna get some
We could-
people over there.
we
We
could
will
You'll
do
definitely
do that.
see content on Jedi Survivor though.
Yes,
because
we
we're
gotta
excited for
do
that.
it.
And we're
what-
thinking about doing that
Mhm.
on Laser Brain Gaming's channel, I think,
Mhm.
right? Or would we? Well, we'll discuss.
We'll
it.
It's coming.
figure
It's
it
coming out later this month.
I think-
April
so.
28th.
For
Yep.
sure, next Wednesday we're doing a live stream. So everybody out there, come back next Wednesday. We'll do another live stream. We'll be talking
we're
about
keeping-
What do we eat? What are we gonna?
the Mando digestion, the post
Thoughts?
Mandalorian thoughts.
He ate Taco
and
Yeah.
maybe we can hint Jedi Survivor and talk about all the other things that we're going to be
Yeah.
doing.
Right, because
Because there's so much going
The show
on.
will continue. I
The
think
show will
is
continue. Show
definitely
must go on.
We're not going away.
Absolutely.
We haven't stopped doing a Wednesday night show for a long time.
Long
and we're
time.
going to continue.
We need
it
to continue
yeah.
because
this
the chat.
train.
There
you
won't
know,
be Mando Eve, obviously. So
Right, yeah,
we'll
yeah.
think of something else, though. Maybe we can do that, or maybe you guys can stream over on Laser Brain one night,
Yeah.
and we can share that over here, or vice versa.
I
Right
think
on.
we got what do we got? We got like 8 days till
Jedi Survivor?
Yeah,
I
nine-
think.
9 days, I think.
No,
Is it
9
Does
days,
it come
yeah.
out the 21st or
28th.
28th? Yeah,
Yeah.
28th. Okay, sorry.
Secret Songs 20. Do you think we'll see Din and Ahsoka helping them fight Thrawn?
I think so.
Because that's the next question.
I
How does
think-
any of this connect to Thrawn? If
I
any?
think
Right, they
Din.
didn't tie it in at all, other than the Rebels crew, I guess.
I think
Nothing
Din
like-
might be in an episode for a split second,
Yeah.
but that's all I see them doing.
I
with
could see him showing up in the N1 though, and if Grogu's
That's what I
grown in
mean.
power,
Like a split second. It's not going to be like an entire episode. I think he's going to show in like a
For the-
tail end or a very beginning of an episode.
of Ahsoka.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought you meant the,
Yeah, what are you
like
talk-
the movie. I'm sorry.
Come on,
I was
man.
jumping ahead. I was jumping
Sheesh.
ahead.
Oh, you're just.
No, we're talking about
silly
Ahsoka.
goose.
Yep.
Oh, we're talking about Ahsoka. Okay.
Oh, we're talking about Ahsoka. A super Ahsoka.
Super Ahsoka. Yeah, no, and that I agree. I think he would like maybe show up for like something if they need help with something.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks for helping us out, Din. He's like, no problem. And then he goes back.
Back to solitude.
Yeah. He's like,
Wrong.
gonna go hit up Bo. Got a hot date.
Yeah.
In the N1.
God, I-
That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna have
Uh.
Bo and Din connect in the Ahsoka show.
Nah, I
Yeah,
doubt it.
right.
They give all. Of,
I mean, maybe,
they
yeah.
give all the
I don't know.
Mandalorian.
Side
or
stuff.
They
Right.
give all the Din's good stuff and other.
We'll be
In
like,
other
why
shows,
wasn't
yeah.
that in the Mandalorian?
Also, he needs another awesome weapon. I'm
Yeah,
just
he
saying.
does.
He had the
And ship.
spear, and then,
Then he
he
had his
lost it, and then he
rifle
had the dark saber of all
And
things.
his darksaber.
and now it's
yeah.
gone. Like, give him something else cool, man.
We kind of called that, but somebody in the chat, I think, called it first. John Pope, probably. Or
What's
Havoc.
that?
About
Oh,
the
the
Darksaber being
Darksaber breaking?
destroyed.
Yeah.
Destroyed, eh?
It can
never
be
thought it'd
rebuilt.
Be destroyed.
Yeah.
They
And you think
have
it could,
the
the
technology.
crystal's there, right? The crystal that used, yeah.
Well, I mean, they might have to get a new crystal. It's
Well,
You
I
know.
would think
Okay.
that crystal's still.
maybe they can reverse engineer it and be like, this is how it works.
Yeah. And the armor's not dead, so she can make armor. She didn't give it
Yeah.
Grogu, he didn't level up. You know,
Level
usually
up.
we get some kind of cool piece of armor or something at the end of each
Well,
season.
No,
you
he got it. Yeah, he got it at the beginning of the season, didn't he?
know. Maybe.
Or the middle?
Are you
Oh,
talking
you're
about
right. You're
Grogu?
right.
Yeah, Grogu did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never got the clan Mudhorn. We never got her joining a clan and getting a thing.
That's true.
Right.
You know, Mudhorn or the Mythosaur armor. She
The
never
Mythosaur.
talked about the Mythosaur
Mythosaur.
again. She
Right.
didn't even say anything. Like maybe Grogu could have looked in the water and then looked back at Bo, and she'd be like, "Don't say anything,"
Don't say a word.
you know, or
I will-
they could have delivered that
will
for us
punch
in the
you.
Mythosaur. I don't know why I'm still ranting about it, but
Yeah,
just putting
it
our own
was-
story together.
Like you said, a lot of answers that needed
Dan's slowly
questioning.
joining us.
a lot of questions.
I'm
that
slowly
needed
what?
answers.
You're slowly joining us
Yeah,
on the
he's
dark
like,
side.
the more I think about it, there were a lot of holes in this season.
Yeah.
no.
No,
Now I
I
think
mean,
about it, I'm gonna rate it a 5.
like when
Yeah,
you're
right.
watching.
Dan comes back next week and they're like, I hate this show.
No, I told you.
watched everything though.
I told
yeah,
you when I'm
100
editing
times.
these things later on, I finally form an opinion
Right.
because it's hard for me to process it. I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I'm hearing the music. And
You also think a lot about the visuals and like the creativeness of filming. You know, you're like
Right.
such a film aspect of it, like the
The
edits,
cinematography.
the cinematography,
acting,
the
bad
acting.
acting.
Yeah. It's like the story's there for you, but you
Yeah.
focus in on a lot of this other stuff.
I think about the story. I do think about the story later. Other than I mean, I could think about some of it in the moment, but I'm thinking about like what are they delivering on screen in this shot, in this
Yeah.
scene. What are they trying to tell me?
Which is
why
the-
are you wasting my time with this if it's not meant to be?
Yeah.
It's not even a good shot. It's like useless dialogue.
It's B-roll.
If the
Right.
dialogue's garbage and there's no weight to what you're saying and it just kind of like dinky music, like that's fine for a
Dinky
minute,
music.
but you better give me something on the other side of that
Yeah.
balances
Give
that
me a
out.
payoff. Come on.
right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Real quick though, Carl Hawkins says, "Stay on target is awesome, and I love this show." Thank you.
Thank
Carl.
you.
We love you too.
We love us too.
Wow.
Matt's gone full dark.
I like Hannah Roll said game on target. That's
Game
pretty
on
good,
target?
too.
There
I
you
like
go.
that, too.
John Pope said,
Stay on gaming.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stay on game.
there you go.
Way to steal our thunder, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
I was just helping her out.
Get out.
I'm just helping her out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But we do have that channel up too. So if you want to, you can go over and subscribe to Laser Brain Gaming. We don't have much
Yeah.
content on there right now.
You could review bomb it. That's fine.
We have like hardly anything on it, and it's
Yeah.
not the same kind of content we normally have. So we will be focusing on that a little bit more in the future.
But the logo.
The logo looks good. The logo we worked hard on, and Nick came up with that design and really did an awesome job. I loved it, and we all worked hard though. I mean,
Wait,
really, it
you-
was a group collaboration, but
Yeah.
Nick definitely
They
designed it.
denied my designs.
Yeah.
They're like, Matthew, you suck.
No, we did not. No, your
They
designs
said,
were good too.
They said, get out, Matthew.
We did. We said that.
We didn't. Everybody did great, and then we collabed on this one, and then
Yeah.
Nick was able to deliver it for us, and then we just polished it from there. So
Because hint, we like to play video games.
We do. We do like to
Hint.
play video games.
and if you know us being Star Wars fans, Laser Brain is
There's a lot of
is
Laser
a
Brain.
reference.
Yeah.
Is a reference to Star Wars. So that's a fun
I don't
cross.
know what
Hannah
your
Roll just
delusions,
subscribed,
Laser
guys.
Brain.
You guys got
Yes!
two subscribers now.
Got
All
like
right.
100
Maybe we'll
of
start
them.
switching over
Also,
those videos too.
Stay on target, subscribe to it, and now Hannah.
Yeah.
Yes, we got two.
Yeah. Woohoo! Also, we apologize because there's not enough content.
There's
on
not. There
Yeah.
will be though.
It's the beginning of the beginning, and you guys
It's
are
the
gonna
beginning of
rock
another
it.
beginning.
beginning.
Some
gonna be
would
great.
call it the end of another end.
Because those videos, they're
Shout
awesome,
out.
but they
Shout
take
out.
like
Dude.
weeks to edit.
They do. It's a burden.
But they're so good when they're done. They're so
Yeah.
fun.
That one that you what was the one that we
I don't
had
know.
so much fun on?
Yeah.
We have fun on
We'll
all
just
of them.
we'll just re-upload them to
Did
you.
we play?
Yeah, we will.
Was that Battlefront 2?
Battlefront 2 was hilarious,
That was a
but
good
no,
one.
I'm thinking
Grenade.
of
Grenade.
no, I'm
my
thinking
gosh.
of
Gang Beasts.
Gang Beasts,
Yeah.
dude. That one was hilarious.
That was.
Uh,
I came back. I was down 0 to
Dude,
0 to
that
2, and I
was
came
so
back.
Good. Okay.
Mm.
Anyway,
Eddie Bear, were you going to say something else?
no, go ahead.
Just chats going on
Yeah,
here.
we just got
Cannibal said, going for real now. Good night. Okay, thanks for
right.
coming,
See you
Cannibal.
later.
Thanks
He
for
agreed
tuning
with you
in.
guys, though. He said, I think Grogu overall would be better fit in the role of an armor as a lore keeper and a spiritual guide that's watching over the community.
Yeah. They'd have to
So-
time jump for that one, though.
Yeah. Yep. And John Pope's excited for Thrawn. Favorite character all time. So are we, man.
Dude,
Right.
yeah. Do not mess this up.
Well, and like in
Big-
Rebels,
yeah.
they treated him with
Big
respect,
deal.
so
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to treat him with respect. And
Yeah.
Ahsoka.
As
Well,
long
'cause-
as he doesn't look like how they had
Oh, the
the
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor look, you know.
I remember that, Dan. You're
Again,
like, who is that guy?
That
We're
was
like,
so
dude,
funny.
that's the Inquisitor. He's like, get out of
Dude,
here.
that was
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah,
We were
that's
like,
funny.
no, we were watching that. Was it the trailer for Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
We were watching
Yeah.
the trailer
Yeah.
and we're like reacting to it and stuff like that.
And then
we
Dan
and
goes
I was
back
like,
and he's
yeah, I was
like,
like,
but who's
too-
this guy?
Yeah, we were like, too bad though that like they totally messed up the Inquisitor. And then Dan's like, That's the Inquisitor.
Yeah,
Not
right.
like the-
Oh
He
my
just
gosh.
did because it was so bad.
And you were like, get
that was just the
outta
point that it
here.
was so bad.
Yeah.
The
Was
difference
it?
from
like I know what that Inquisitor looks like,
Yeah.
and that is not what he looks like.
Live action.
It's not
that's what I'm
fat
talking
head.
about. The attention to
It's
detail.
not what they
Yeah.
sound like. It's
just-
not what they look like. It's not what they act like.
It was almost like the show was a test for test audiences,
Yeah,
and they never reshot anything.
a fan
They're
film
like,
would
yeah,
have
it's
been better.
good enough. And it's like, it really isn't.
Seriously, fans would have
Fans
made that
would have
10
made it
times
way better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like embarrassing.
Well, and that's why George's stuff was so good. He never settled on things. If he wanted a certain way, he wanted, and it had to be that way because otherwise it didn't make sense. He had a lot of common sense with certain things.
Yeah.
As far as the story goes. Now he
Yeah.
definitely dropped the ball with like dialogue and some other things, arguably, granted. But
Yeah.
story-wise, that's why they always hold up with
Yep.
his stories.
Yeah.
They're timeless.
Yeah, they're timeless.
Eddie Bear, will Ahsoka be a bridesmaid in Bo and Din's wedding? They're
We hope
talking
so.
Dinbo
Oh,
right now.
we hope
That'd be
so.
kinda
And
cool.
Sabine.
Yeah.
And then
Sabine.
Ezra's there
Ooh,
too.
That'd be
Right.
good. It's a double
And
wedding
Zeb.
because Sabine and
Yes.
Ezra. Sabine and Ezra are gonna get married, so it'll be like a.
It'll be a
wedding.
double wedding.
Yeah.
Oh.
Weddings. I love weddings.
I love
Drinks
weddings.
all around.
Drinks all around. Let's see. We got Eddie Bear agrees. Thrawn, Hannah Roll, Carl can be the ring bearer or officiant.
Carl.
Carl.
Uh,
The captain.
Well, yeah.
Yes,
I knew that
Eddie
way.
Bear, the armor will officiate. You may not kiss the bride.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh yeah, this is the way.
You may not remove your helmet.
You may not remove your helmet. John Pope, Timothy Zahn is consulting on Thrawn.
Yeah.
I did
I think
hear
when
about
he
So I think
signed
that's
a
why-
contract with Disney, he made sure he had the final say on anything related to Thrawn.
Yeah.
The only thing though, I'll say though, okay.
The one book.
So I like that Timothy Zahn is definitely helping, and I'm glad they brought him on board for it because they needed to, man.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this might be a little controversial in some ways for people that love.
Don't
Thrawn.
worry, we'll kick you off the show if it is.
That's fine. But
This will be
the
10th
newest
time.
Thrawn trilogy that he wrote that's in canon,
It's
it's
not great.
not bad, but it's kind of boring in certain parts. It's not not nearly as interesting as the Thrawn trilogy itself. To be honest, I haven't even finished the third book. I kind of lost track of it, and then I tried to go back to it, and I was like, I don't remember what's happening at all.
Yeah. You got to reread it.
So I'm gonna have to go back and reread it, but it was kind of a slog to get through some of it. Like the first book, I think was really good. The second book was decent, but then the third one, I was definitely losing interest in a lot of it, which I just never had that feeling for the Thrawn trilogy, the original. So
Yeah.
I just hope that Timothy Zahn hasn't laxed up on stuff. I hope it's up to the par, and I hope he doesn't give in to Disney and or anything else with this whole thing.
Yeah.
I still think that they just lead to the Thrawn trilogy and do it exactly how they have it in the book. Use the world between worlds, get rid of the sequel trilogy, go the Thrawn trilogy route.
Yep.
Recast. I don't
Do
care
it.
what. I'd say recast Luke, Leia, and Han. Hot take.
Yep.
People like the Sebastian
have-
Stan in the
yeah.
chat.
Yeah,
They like
Sebastian Stan.
man, do it seriously. You could do it. Sebastian Stan. You already got Alden Ehrenreich. Could
Alden
play,
Ehrenreich
Han's-
is young Han.
Young Han.
And then,
What's her name? The daughter of Carrie Fisher could play
Yeah.
Carrie
Billy
Fisher.
Lord.
Billy
that.
Lord.
Yeah.
And then we already got Orlando, which
Yep.
is
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, as long as he doesn't bring
A
politics
great
into it.
Aaron
Childish Bambino.
Yeah,
Gambino.
seriously, there we go. And then we got Jonas Soitomo can play, or Sadamo, I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but he played Han. So you have
You
the
mean
cat.
Chewy?
Chewy,
mean
I'm
Chewie,
sorry.
yeah.
Chewy, sorry.
I was gonna say 2 Hans. I have 2 Hans.
Two Hans.
Right.
Two
And then-
Hans don't make a right.
And then all you need is you need a few other characters, but
Yeah.
you got Thrawn. You could get somebody to play Rook in it,
Yep.
or like the clone copy of Rook or whatever, because they killed him off, which I really did not like about Rebels. That is
Yeah.
something I disagreed on heavily, and I did not like at all. I thought that was a slap in the face in some way.
Slap in the face.
Some people agree with you in the chat.
Slap at the base.
Yeah,
The
let me
canon
know-
books are really good, but it's very through the eyes of the Imperials and whatnot, so it's kind of hard to follow when you want action.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad.
The
but
third
it's just-
Thrawn book is really good. You just have to get through the first half. The first half
Okay.
sets everything up, then kicks it off. Says John Pope.
Okay. I'll give it another chance. I kind of forgot where I was at, and I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I think start from the beginning of the third book.
Secret Songs. Which books would you recommend reading before Ahsoka?
The Thrawn trilogy,
Yeah.
like one Hondo.
One Honda.
You could read the Ahsoka book.
I don't think I read that one.
It's not my favorite, but it's not bad.
Okay.
And at least it's more just solely about Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And I think Tales of the Jedi actually shows a scene from the book. So
That last episode that we never reviewed.
other than that, definitely watch Rebels for one thing. If you haven't seen Rebels, watch Rebels.
Highly recommended.
Read the Thrawn trilogy if you can before then. I think there's going to be a lot of tie-in potentially, at least to give you a great idea of who Thrawn is
Yeah.
and the weight that character is going to bring. But the Ahsoka is a lot earlier in the timeline, but it's still a lot of Ahsoka stuff going on. And if you haven't seen Clone Wars with Ahsoka, definitely watch that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna rewatch all of Rebels. Maybe
I want to as well. We can almost,
so good.
yeah. We should almost do episode by episode for Rebels leading up to Ahsoka.
We
Right.
definitely
That'd
could.
be a lot, but
Yeah, we'd have to chunk them.
Chunk
I
'em.
think there's too many.
yeah,
we
we'd
got
have to
2
do a
weeks
couple
till
episodes.
Visions comes out too.
Vision.
Visions.
Yeah. Dark Disciple did Asajj Ventress Justice as John Pope.
What?
Mm.
Dark Disciple. That's the one we're talking about with Asajj.
I did not like the
Asajj.
ending of that one, to be
Right,
honest. I
right.
think that a character in that had so much more potential with how they ended it the way they did. Although I really did
Ooh.
like the dynamic between two of the characters. I'm being vague because I don't want to give anything
Yeah.
away.
Well, we already know the other character.
Quinlan Voss.
Yeah.
Yeah. V Stuff and Things, I guess, is on season 2 of Rebels.
Yes.
Nice.
Watch
Yes.
the rest of it.
Just, yeah. John Pope said,
Keep
are
going.
you on season 3 yet? And yeah, keep rolling with that because we're happy for you that you're in the middle of that because that is amazing.
Mhm.
Wait for season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Matt,
get-
you
they
like
get
that
good.
one,
They're
right?
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That
Yeah, that
that
was
was
good.
probably one of your favorites.
Come on, wake up, Matt.
Yeah,
a
Thrawn
hard-working
takes the
man.
show to a new level though on that.
Yeah.
It completely ties in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the beauty. That's the thing I like about Disney Plus. I'll give it to them because you can just bounce around. You can jump in
Yeah.
to a moment of your favorite show. It's all there.
It's nice
Mhm.
having it all in one place.
It's
I'll say
very
that.
nice for a content
There's
creation.
even a way to watch it in chronological
Yeah.
order.
That I
Yeah.
like. Yeah, that is nice.
Like,
like
what
if you-
comes first? Oh, this
Yeah.
comes first. Cool.
Disney. Yes, every time.
Right.
I mean, at least there's a home base for it. Doesn't mean that one day
Doesn't
that
mean
will
it's
change,
great,
but
Right.
yeah,
Doesn't-
right.
Doesn't make Disney great.
Yeah.
Make
No.
Disney great again.
Yeah, seriously.
Was it ever great?
I think we're probably gonna
In
have
the
to start wrapping
70s?
it up here soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll take maybe a few more questions, a few more chat, and then I think we're gonna have to get going here. But man, what a show and what a fun conversation we've had. We can
Right.
continue for a few minutes.
We did do a reaction of us watching this finale.
We
Yeah.
did.
So I filmed that. So if I can
You'll
get
see a
it
video.
edited,
Maybe.
yeah,
it
it might not be the reaction that you want, but we're not going to commit. Yeah, no, there's some good moments. If you guys enjoy watching reaction videos, I don't know if you want a 30-minute reaction of us watching it, but I guess I
We
could.
might be able to take some of the best moments.
could
Yeah,
edit it
just
down.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
If we have time, no committals.
If we have time.
Yeah, we're not going to commit, but there's definitely going to be some shorts coming out for this episode.
Yeah.
To
Yeesh.
bookend Bo and Din, bookend whatever that mythosaur thing was, to bookend all the other threads that we have sewn together.
Right.
Maybe
Exactly.
a Dinbo music video, something like that.
Yes.
A
Yes,
song.
yes. I still think
Song?
I wish we were awesome with animation so that we could like come up with our own like situations for
Right,
like
yeah.
Dinbo and stuff like that. If we could give what we think would be a satisfying ending or satisfying parts to shows.
Remake,
Yeah.
Even that
remake
Honda-
season 3 in
Like literally, yeah, just
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
it as a Rebels season or
Like-
a Clone Wars season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And cut out the fluff.
Yep.
And
Get
just-
Jack Black out of there. Get Lizzo out of there.
take the best.
Keep
of
Christopher Lloyd though.
the Rebels and Clone Wars animation.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I like a little bit of both. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So yeah, Hannah Rose said, "What kind of Dimbo moments would you like to see in season 4?"
Ooh, like I want to see him get legit married. I'm not
Yeah.
joking. Like I want to see like some courting going on.
Same.
Like
Like they understand
like
what
they're
their
teasing
each
each
other's
other, like-
intentions are. Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it be interesting in some ways, like a Han and like Leia, but not
Yeah.
that same dynamic necessarily, but
Right.
like
Yeah.
they're like almost teasing each
Like
other, like
bickering
almost
back
like
and forth.
like an Incredibles I
Yeah.
think an Incredibles tease before they get married in Incredibles. Incredibles. It's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late.
I think that would be the perfect way to
Yeah.
play it because they're both great and they're both great at what they do, and that was such a good dynamic in the
Yeah.
Incredibles. I'm not saying go like jump to like when they all have kids and they're tired and but definitely do like some of that snarkiness they have.
Is that where you are right now, Dustin? You have kids and you're tired.
I do have kids and I am tired.
I am exhausted.
I also work a lot, so it's more that than
Yeah.
anything. I have an amazing wife who takes care of my amazing children, so I cannot complain at all. I am blessed. To the max.
I don't think she's watching anymore.
You're not getting any.
I'm gonna say it.
Brownie
There's no
points.
credit here.
There's no brownie points.
No,
here,
I think we
Dustin.
want to see Dinbo a kiss. We want to see Din take
Yeah.
off his helmet in
Honestly,
front of Bo
yeah.
or something.
I'd like to see that where he just, finally
like-
gets to the point. He's like, you know what? I'm done wearing this
Around
helmet
you,
all the time.
I'm
Yeah.
comfortable with you, and
Yeah.
I want to spend
I don't.
the rest
I
of
don't
it.
care about the creed no more.
Yeah.
I like what John Pope. I'm not gonna read it all, but what he said about
Fine.
like
Yeah,
some teasing
affection.
moments and stuff like
Yeah.
some moments of affection. Like even if you've seen the movie Fiddler on the Roof, there's
Yeah.
a moment in
Mhm.
there when he just bumps her in the shoulder. It is the perfect touch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. That movie is amazing.
It is.
Nah.
I watched that movie as a child, and I thought it was the most boring movie
Yep.
I've ever seen in my entire life.
But
Yeah.
you watch it when you're older and
I
you're
watched it when
married
I was
and
a
have
dad.
kids.
I was like, "This is cinema
So-
perfection."
Yes, it
I'm not.
is.
I'm not joking.
It is. It's
It's an
absolutely
amazing movie. Like I understood. Like I understand now why this is amazing.
100%.
Anyway, the pacing.
You just got
People are excited about the reaction video though,
This is
so we'll
cinema
get that edited
perfection.
out there for you guys. And the music video, people want a music video. There's really only like one or two on all of YouTube that I saw that were even remotely good or edited well.
For what? I missed
for
that.
Dinbo music videos.
Oh, yeah,
going
we'll
back
get
to
to
that. So we got. we'll
I
make
do
it-
have a few. I have like a chorus, or like I got a few verses of
For
a
a song, yeah.
Yeah. I was working.
That's what
on
I'm
it.
saying.
A song.
I think I may even take some of the. Never mind. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
John Pope.
Let's not give him everything.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not going to give you
Gotta
all the
tease.
Give him a little
secrets.
tease.
They're just going to drop on the channel. There's plenty of stuff to
Give
come.
him a little.
V
peck,
stuff. I think
smooch.
I'm gonna make a Didbo edit using Space Song by Beach House. Good for you, V's. Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice. Yeah. It's fun to be creative.
Right.
Share it with us.
Share
Yeah,
it with
let
us.
us know.
Yeah, we want to
I'd love
watch
to
that.
hear it.
I did find she did another short of the two of them are edited already, so that was really good. Hannah Roll, that would be so cool to see them getting some kind of dynamic of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Wedding vows and Mando, like please, I want to see it. Says Bray Mew. Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you guys think season 4 will be released? Inaki, I don't know how to say your name. Gregorio from the Philippines.
Inaki.
2024, 2025. What do you guys think for season 4?
I think it's a miss if they don't.
I think
release
it's-
it next year.
Yeah. If it's,
Yeah.
I could see it being
They had to be
2024,
filming now,
but
though.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was 2025.
It could be November of 2024.
Yeah.
Because that's usually when they release these things. It's kind of weird. Maybe that's part of the oddness. The other two were in November's. You remember that?
Yeah.
Into like Christmas
But then they were
time.
like, oh, let's just wait till the next year to release it.
Yeah,
this
and then
time.
March or
Hmm.
something. It was because of Star Wars Celebration. I'll betcha. They
Yeah.
wanted it to. They wanted to have something to coincide with Star Wars Celebration. So in
Mhm.
that vein, they might do it 2025
Yeah.
because it's Star Wars Celebration in Japan.
Japan.
So we'll see about that. I think maybe 2025 because of Star Wars Celebration. Hey, we want to go to Star Wars Celebration in Japan. How about you guys? Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah, I want to go for sure.
Dude, it'd be perfect to
Japan.
wear like a samurai-esque stormtrooper outfit. Did you ever see those?
I feel like that they would
Yeah.
take offense to that.
They would take
Actually,
offense to
probably
that.
not. They'd probably think it was
They'd be
cool.
like, that's awesome.
"That's awesome." Yeah,
Aaron
seriously.
Havoc said, "Is it weird to say I want to see them fight, Bo and Din? I think it would really show off how they complement each other's fighting styles."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
that's in the beginning. That's what we said. We thought
They should have.
and then
They were
you
gonna
threw out
fight,
the
yeah.
true love moment.
True
and then
love.
It totally threw our perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And they
true.
never fought.
Bray Mew, I will be clinging to my clan of 3 moment in the finale to get me through
Yes.
until season 4.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was
that
the
is a
best
father,
Dimbo.
It was good.
a mother,
Just
and
need
a
to take
child.
it further.
That's a father, a mother, and a child.
Yeah.
So if you just take that moment and the child was saving him, it was very much even like I remember Incredibles, right? When she did that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that.
it really was like that. Actually,
And you know, they really were
Disney.
a trio in that moment. I mean, that was legit. Like, way to go, Favreau and Filoni, for putting that together.
Yeah.
And that whole little final battle sequence was pretty cool. Dinbo kissing, says the Art Wolf. Hannah roll a kiss just for her to see his face. I
Man,
mean,
that's
come on.
Smooch.
They
Peck,
missed the
smooch.
boat on not showing his face.
Right, Matt?
I know, right?
What?
Like there was a,
Pack a smooch.
like a kissing your sister.
Jeez.
said,
No.
Kiss it.
No, he said yes. No.
Secret Songs
Girl
wants
still got cooties for Matt.
kissing
He
like
said
savages.
sister.
Okay.
He said sister.
That's why I was saying no.
No, it's no. Okay, never mind.
Oh goodness.
Imagine Bo goes to take off Din's helmet and he lets her. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be a big moment.
Because he, you know,
And then
It
it's
shows
Brendan
trust.
Wayne. It's not even
it's what?
like what? It's the guy who
Oh,
physically-
yeah. It's like,
It's
wow,
not-
you look a lot different.
Like, shoot.
they just
We
recast
messed it
him.
up.
Oh no.
They
Getting
could.
steamy in the thing here, but Braymu want them to train together like sparring. Beskar sharpens Beskar after all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Yes, fun to be creative. Aaron Havoc, excited for that Beskar hand art we talked about last stream. Yeah, 'cause she's going to work on that, grabbing the saber or blade. Remember that with the
Yeah.
Beskar
Yeah.
hand?
I yes,
Nobody lost any limbs.
dude.
Right.
He you know what though? Moff Gideon basically did have the Beskar hand.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think.
Basically.
I mean, I think it was
'Cause
Beskar
he,
though,
like-
because he could grab them and then basically like
Well, no, he's got like a
exoskeleton.
exoskeleton.
So
suit.
Which
maybe
gave him
the hand was
superhuman
still-
strength.
Yeah.
But it gave him superhuman strength.
I
to
feel
just
like
grab
he
and
had-
crunch. I mean, you couldn't, but no, you'd have to have something around here
Yeah.
because if you
The way he was
grip the-
punching, also the way he was punching the ground, leaving dents, and he'd break his hand.
right?
Yeah.
Well, but the
Yes.
exoskeleton was coming around. But if you grab the dark saber with exposed hands and then the exoskeleton was on the outside, that would break your fingers on the inside of that.
Yeah.
You know, so you'd have to have exoskeleton on the inside as well.
Oh yeah.
So he basically did have that fist in some ways,
right.
which I like.
Yeah.
like.
I like.
like he do the cha cha.
And Iñaki, I got it. It's with an Enya. So Iñaki Gregorio. I don't know if you roll your R's, but that's it. We got it, Iñaki.
So you got the first name right.
Yeah.
Now let's get the phonetic spelling
That's
of the
right.
last.
That's right. Thank you for helping us. No worries. Looking forward to Dinbo season 4. Stay awesome as always, guys. Thank you. Man, yeah. John Pope, imagine Din and Bo standing together. Grog is eating a frog in the yard. Din gently bumps Bo with his shoulder. They share a look.
Yes.
Bo leans against Din and he puts an arm around her.
Yeah.
You just wrote the
There you
whole
go.
thing.
Dude,
right there.
that is
Perfect.
satisfying.
Season opener.
Well, no, we
Season opener.
gotta work up to that moment, right?
I
Just
don't-
go right
I
for
think
it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because the
Okay.
season's
I mean, you
gonna
can't
get
you can't give
chaotic.
him give him
not
everything
marriage.
right away.
No, it
It's
starts
not
there, right?
marriage.
It
It's gotta be-
starts there.
Yeah.
Because
So
we
we gotta
left
start
Din and
somewhere.
we
It's
a
left
little
Din
more
and
subtle.
Grogu on
You're
the
right.
planet.
I'm sorry. I'm
you
sorry.
want marriage next season, so we gotta start
Yeah.
fairly
that's,
quick.
That's the taste
Well,
at
yeah,
the
but
beginning of the season, and then we
Yeah.
can get the kiss at the end of the season and the full
People
marriage.
don't get married a month after.
People don't
they
just
date
meet each other and get
normally.
married.
I said
The fans
none
have
of
spoken,
this.
Dustin.
yeah,
I'm just
Come on,
saying.
Dustin.
I know. I'm not. I'm just saying. Like I felt like it was almost like they were rushing into it with that in some ways. Not
Yeah.
really.
yeah.
I thought maybe they'd meet up on some other things, tease each other, and then
Yeah.
lead to that moment of them, getting married and then being there doing that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
John Pope
Sure.
said
Sure,
no words,
sure.
but they don't have to talk. Just an understanding that both of them are happy.
Mm-hmm.
I think we gotta get John Pope to write some of this stuff.
Yeah, John
'Cause
Pope.
he's
There you
on
go.
it.
He's on it, man.
He's on
Uh,
the pulse, man.
These stuff, unfortunately, won't be able to go to Star Wars Celebration in 2025.
Ugh.
Well, anything,
Honestly, I don't
We
think
might
we'll
not be able to.
Yeah, I don't think
either.
we'd
It's
be
not
able
like
to go.
it's a guarantee for us. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
But Secret Song says, I'll go to Tokyo. I mean, way
not?
down
Take
in
me to
Tokyo.
Tokyo. Yeah.
Taylor Hawkins, yes, I had to pause the episode to take a picture of the Clan of Three moment. Fave scene this season,
Yeah.
probably.
Definitely.
Hands down.
That was.
And the music.
It's what we need.
The
man.
music changed.
It definitely was.
It was the
What we
tunes.
need.
Nice comment.
I
Taylor.
appreciate the music, and I hear so much of that through this. And there were some moments that didn't work for me, and there's
Mhm.
other moments. I guess the music is the thing I actually hear first when I'm watching these things. It's weird.
Yeah.
And it's when it's buried in the background, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
Or I'd rather be no music, because sometimes no music adds drama, right?
Yeah. Like even with that short you did the other day. I like that.
Yeah, when you
dropped it
drop,
out.
it's just like,
That was
oh,
hilarious.
It works. Clan of Three fight scene at the end was my favorite. Says Hannah Roll. V Stuff agrees. That's perfect, John. I think Bo got burnt a bit as the saber got crushed, or at least her hand is seriously damaged. They didn't
Yeah,
touch
it
on
looked like
that.
it was pretty hurt.
That's where I thought she might.
That's what
not
the scene
make it
where we
out.
thought she might get.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
Might
they
bite
might
the
kill her.
dust.
Yeah.
She might have got pazzed, but
Yeah.
But neutral.
but it was a good line, still a solid line. You know, Mandalorians were better together, which actually was a through line that I wanted to touch upon. That in Boba Fett, the Boba Fett series, the Din episode in that, the Mandalorian episode, the armorer says that the Jedi were about non-attachment, and that's why, like, in some ways he couldn't see Rogue. It was something to that regard, but then Mando actually said, well, that's like the opposite of our creed, where we know that we need each other, or that attachment for us is a good thing and solid.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how they played that dynamic there and how they followed up with it at the end of this season. So that I definitely liked that point.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. It is opposite, and how you are stronger together. That was, I think, is one of the biggest things about the Mandalorians.
Right now.
And the thing that kills them is when they're not working together and they're working against each other. So I like that fact. That was a really cool touch in there. I'll give him that.
John's gonna write a fanfic and send us the link. It's a deal. It's
Do
a
it.
deal.
Seriously.
There's another one about Bo and Din on a diner on a faraway planet. She asks, "See anything you like?" Din says, "You know what I like." She laughs playfully and kicks him under the table and says, "Stop."
Stop.
Oh, stop.
Callback.
Stop.
Callback to
Full circle.
What was that? Which one was that? I don't even remember anymore.
I forget, but yeah, that one was hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
when he was blushing. He was
Yeah.
blushing.
yeah, the blushing one. Yeah, when she was
Yeah,
talking
when she was
about
talking about he's
Yeah.
as good as the
the rest of them.
the rest of them.
just
Yeah,
as
her voice
Mandalorian.
And he's
cracked.
just blushing like stop.
And then
Yeah.
he paid back. I don't know. There were some good moments in
Making me
this.
blush.
We just they neutralized it a little. They could have leaned
did.
even
They really
further,
did.
right? I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
I made them lean in the edit, so it's like we went farther than they did. But oh well,
We definitely did.
with the right
Clever
music.
editing. You can make
Mhm.
anything happen.
Clever Gil.
Dan's going to edit this, and it's going to be something really crazy.
Yeah.
probably.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we're probably hitting the end of the stream here tonight, but
Yep.
what an episode. We had a lot of fun. We hope you guys did too out there. If you've watched this entire thing, thank you. You are a true fan, and we have been enjoying this conversation with you guys. Keep it up. If you're watching this video after the fact, we'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We do have our merch store that we've linked in there if you want to check that out. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies about us. And yeah, this is the way, right? Am
This
I right?
is the way.
You guys got anything else before we head up on out of here?
Nah. I'm
I
good.
mean, it's
Not
been a
a
fun
thing.
journey.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, this concludes a chapter not only for this season, but for our season of this
Yeah.
season.
our season of our show.
You know,
What's our
which
show
is
again?
awesome, and we got just more to go from here. We're gonna keep talking Star Wars with everybody,
Yeah.
and we're gonna keep building. Maybe we'll just take over and make Star Wars better ourselves. It
Right.
sounds like everybody in the chat
I
has
mean, you guys got
better
the idea.
ideas than Disney, to be honest.
That's
Make
what I'm
Star
saying.
Wars better again.
You guys are all on. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, great minds think alike, and you guys have some genius thoughts out there, and it's fun to talk those ideas because we got some ideas, you guys got some ideas, and that's what Star Wars is all about. You can dream, be creative.
One Hondo.
Star Wars for me creates, it opens up the doors to maximum creativity, and it kind
Yes,
of opens up the world to ideas, and there's really no limitations except for what Disney puts on it. So
One
but,
Hondo.
But we just blow right through that. One Hondo.
One Hondo.
I'm still making that thing. I love
Yeah.
it.
I love it.
That's a shirt.
It's a
That's
shirt.
definitely going to be a shirt.
Mhm.
So stay tuned for that as well. And we will be back next week. We're going to be live next week, 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Other than that, we are going to probably be still dropping some shorts, and we got some other videos that we're working on. So stay tuned for that. Also, check out our Laser Brain gaming channel because we're leading up to the release of Jedi
Survivor.
Survivor. Oh man, we are looking forward to that. That is going to be fun. Some more Star Wars content.
Yeah.
We're always looking forward to Star Wars content. Visions as well. Season 2 is
Yeah.
coming out soon.
Yep.
So there's just more, and we got Ahsoka in the summer. It's not that far
It's a
away.
good time
A
to be a
super
Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Regardless of good or bad, or the ugly. There's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. It'd been quiet for a little while. Well, not that quiet, but we want
It was
we want
for a bit.
quality. We want quality though.
Right. We're getting the quantity at this
We
point.
want- yeah.
We're
We
just
want
not
the
getting the
quality.
quality with it. So
Yeah.
it's good and bad. You know, at least
Absolutely.
it's not completely dry of Star Wars like it was for many years.
Mm-hmm.
But
For the
you know,
dark
we only
times.
have up to go from here.
up to go from here. We can only go to up from here.
And in
Definitely.
the meantime, let's write our own fanfics. Let's make a fan film. Let's do this thing. Make
Let's
some
do it.
music.
Let's make it happen.
Let's
Drop these mics.
And I think we got to say it for the last time on the way out. This is the way.
This is the way.
See you next week.
For a second there, I was like, I don't know what we're saying.
These be the way.
These be the way. The
The
Gungalorean.
Gungalorean. That's what we
Gungalorean.
need to do as a fan film. All right.
All right.
See you
See
next
guys.
week.
Bye now.
Bye.